Greetings, and welcome to House of R, a Ringerverse podcast on the Ringer Podcast Network. I'm Mallory Rubin. Joining me today, as always...
Are you trying to sound like Hal?
Don't spoil or tip any picks. Even though in space, no one can hear you pod. It's Joanna Robinson, and we have two special guests with us today because we're doing a draft. It's a space movies draft. We'll explain all of that shortly. They've been listening for us on the amateur radios in their bedrooms since they were kids. Chris Ryan and Robert Mahoney.
Robert.
Do people call you Robert?
They do now.
Christopher?
Chris.
Welcome.
Rob and I wanted to distinguish each other by not dressing alike today.
We did.
So.
Yeah, this has happened. I don't know. This was all an accident, and yet I think it speaks well to how inclined and well-positioned we are to function as a unit aboard the vessel of this podcast.
Yeah.
Project Hail Mary is mere days away. We are all incredibly excited and anticipating this movie, so we have decided to do an entire space movie month here on the House of R. We're going to be drafted space movies. We will explain how to the best extent possible, because we're sort of just vibing out today, right after this. All right, before we get into it, programming reminders. There are a lot of pods. I heard the Baltimore there. Programming reminders. Going down to the ocean hung, gonna have a natty bow. Programming reminders. Yeah. Talk about some pods. You did ask me today, how much coffee have I had? Just a normal amount.
I did. Are you gonna let anyone else talk today? Or is
just
this just
Tell us what's coming on the watch.
I think we're gonna have Patrick J. Adams from the Madison, aka also from Suits.
Mm-hmm.
So he's coming. That's great. Yeah, and that's it. That's the last episode of the pod, and then we're quitting. Yeah.
What was that reaction from you, Joe? What was that?
I can't talk about it on mic. I'll tell you later.
Oh,
wow.
All right.
Well, that's exciting.
That was like Brian Windhorsty, where she's, it's just like everybody knows about this, but I can't talk about it.
Great stuff. All right, now we need to finish 3 minutes earlier than we were planning to so that we can hear this story. Anything that you'd like to tease about group chat?
It continues apace.
Great.
Watch us on Netflix. The
Prestige
NBA
TV?
is a league that exists. People are scoring points. People are doing stuff.
Yeah.
It's a great time to be a basketball fan.
Okay. Prestige? What's
Prestige?
cooking?
Rob's getting really into love stories, so we're going to go back to check in with JFK Jr. He has promised to listen.
I stand with Daryl Hannah.
I've not seen a second of that show. I've seen that story on Instagram.
Does the show stand with Daryl Hannah? Don't think it does.
Absolutely not.
What about here on the House of R and here in the wider Ringerverse galaxy? I was going to say world, but galaxy. We're talking about space today. We're doing the Versies. We're doing the annual Versies. We've done a lot of these. I think we've been doing the Versies for 5 years. And we will be teaming up with the Midnight Boys Pew Pew on Friday for this year's Versies, the 2026 Versies, where we're talking about things that came out in 2025. But guess what? There's a twist this year.
It's Friday the 13th.
That's one of the twists. And the other is that Arjuna has cooked up an entire new run of show. The categories and the nominees are already out there. And you can vote on them, and then we will reveal
Survivor 50 nod.
In the hands of the fans. Should we just pod about Survivor?
Yes.
What are you talking about?
Maybe tomorrow, because there will be a new... Are you not excited about Survivor season 50?
Mallory and I are in a Survivor pool together.
I apologize.
You're
Top
missing
Chef
out.
Carolinas, though?
Okay, see, now we're talking.
Yeah.
Now I'm in.
I haven't
Kristen
started that
Kisher's
yet,
speaking my
but
language.
I am excited. Vote. Go to theringer.com/Versies 2026, I believe. You can also vote on Instagram, on YouTube, on X, etc. And you can vote until 9 a.m. Pacific on Friday, and then we will reveal the winners, our winners, your winners, etc. Great stuff. Next Tuesday, Space Movies Month continues. The Martian, Dob-Mob.
Amanda Dobbins.
Great stuff.
Dating to join us in Sycamore Studios.
We're talking about Matt Damon. We're talking about space. We're talking about growing potatoes in your own shit. It's going to be just magical. And then next Friday, we will be diving deep into Project Hail Mary. And we'll be chatting with Andy Weir. And we can say that with confidence because
we've
it's
already
happened.
Yeah.
I should revise. Patrick J. Adams may not happen.
Oh, it's true.
Yeah.
No.
We have to cut that.
Well, do you consider that tempting fate when you say it, or do you consider it manifesting?
It's like Schrodinger's suits, you know what I mean?
Right.
Look at you.
No.
Honestly, if you bleep out the name, I think the mystery is better.
Oh, that's good.
And then my gas.
Yeah.
It could be anybody.
Great stuff. Okay. Those were the programming reminders. We are going to go now to our opening snapshot. All right, we're going to explain the categories and the eligibility criteria shortly. Let's just open with how we all feel about space. You can talk about space in general, were you a telescope kid, etc., or you can talk about space movies. Ideally, you would definitely talk about space movies. Without tipping your picks or your strategy, why do you love space cinema? What is it about space films that appeal to you? Chris, let's start with you.
All right, on a strictly visual level,
Yeah.
I just think it's cool.
I
think having
Yeah.
the black backdrop of the starry sky, I think having the aesthetic that's developed over the last 50 years of our concept of space travel, both in the present and in the future, is just like an incredibly pleasing interior design choice. And I think that there's something spiritual about space movies because most of them are about confronting something, whether it's about confronting the idea of whether we're alone in the world or confronting what is the scariest possible thing that could happen to a human being. And it's about the search for something bigger than yourself.
How would you differentiate sea movies and space movies?
Oh, great question.
The knowable and the unknowable. And I know that there's probably more unknown sea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Well, okay.
Definitely not.
Technically not.
But the anglerfish
But
will
in a
come for
weird
you.
way, don't we know a lot about space? And we're just like, but with the sea, they're just like, and then I don't know. You know what I mean? Like you get to a certain depth and it's like, who can say?
Maybe it feels
But in space,
like
we
that.
have telescopes and we're like, yeah, it's definitely something like this, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
That last bit I read suggested that was the case.
Okay. Whose Twitter were you looking at?
Space, we got it.
No, but it was like that's mappable, right? Like
Yeah.
to the extent we got it, they're still like, we just don't even know. After like 50 ton like feet, it's just like, who can say?
Right.
Underneath the water.
There could be kaiju down there. I did have to think, is Pacific Rim
would
a
be
space
awesome.
movie? It's an inner space movie, you know? Things emerging from the
There's
deep.
a lot of stuff getting shot into space and later coming up, and we can't say whether or not for sure that's a space movie until you guys have to rule on that.
You're right.
That's exactly right. We'll see if that becomes an issue today. Okay. You love the sea, you love space.
Sure.
They're both beautiful.
Is it space dope?
Yeah.
Or does that belong to the sea?
Sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Distinctly not chill.
Okay.
But it is chilly.
Yeah, oh, for certain.
I'm going to say something.
Okay.
I think if you can get over the initial fears of going into space,
Yeah.
everything that happens up there is pretty neat.
Everything.
I wouldn't say
All of
cool. I wouldn't say like fun.
Okay.
We have a space
Yeah.
horror category.
Yeah. Yeah.
An entire
We do.
category.
But you could have an underwater horror category if we
No
were
question.
doing underwater
Absolutely.
movies. You know what I mean?
You can
Like
have
a lot
a
of
podcasting horror category.
yeah. There's no sharks in space.
Things can go wrong everywhere.
that we know of.
Well, let's add this as everyone's explaining their relationship to space and space movies. Would you want to go to space?
Yes.
You answered that really quickly.
Yeah.
Uncomplicated.
In fact, I think
would
I've
also wanna go to
actually
space.
Wow. I'm a hard no
I'd be
on that.
scared.
Yeah.
due to a series of life choices, I think I'm a good candidate.
Okay. Do you want to like workshop that
A
with us?
late-breaking commitment to fitness in middle age.
Sure.
No children. So if it's a
Okay.
60-year trip, that's not a big deal.
How are you
Right.
with G's?
I don't
Zero
know.
or otherwise?
I don't really love them, but I could train. And I think I'd be a good first impression for an extraterrestrial life form.
I think we all agree on that.
You would be my
agree.
number one
Yeah.
choice
Same.
for
Yeah.
Earth Ambassador.
You can play
Totally.
the Beethoven if you want, but how about me being like,
How
who are
about
your
some
guys?
episodes
Let's
of
go.
The Watch? You're right. What? There's no better person to recommend our species.
I really agree.
Thanks.
Completely.
Yeah.
Damn. Look at that.
As opposed to Rob Mahoney.
No, I'm not going into space. I'm not being an ambassador for
No.
jack shit.
You're scared. You want a more
I'm terrified.
predictable circumstance for your life.
Our cars are falling apart. Our computers are falling apart. Why am I to believe that a spacecraft is not going to fail me in the way that I've seen enough of these movies? They always fail you.
Okay, but what do you like about watching the movies? Is it that? Is
I
it
like the
watching other
failing.
people in
Yeah.
peril?
I like the other
Sure.
people existing in peril.
Yeah.
And as far as like, you know, as a native Texan, any proximity to
wow.
Houston, like you are rocket pilled from the jump.
Yeah.
Like we were doing
Interesting.
like overnight sleepovers at the Space Museum. It's like a whole thing. It's a whole culture.
Was there any beef with
Love
Cape
this.
Canaveral?
No, it's not existent because honestly, we're
you
too
don't
big
even
for
think
it.
about them.
We
You
don't think
even
about them at all.
Holy
Wow.
Okay.
Look, where they land, not our
It's
business.
like SEC
you know,
just means more.
that's what I'm
Wow.
saying. Like, it's just not a concern. You know.
Are you allowed to claim Houston if you're a Dallas person?
Well, this is an interesting
question.
parallel because I would say Dallas and Houston have a similar. We don't think about them relationship very
Oh,
much.
yeah.
So you know, I'm going to choose
Like,
to. in a
She's
big
really trying to have it
sense.
both ways here.
Do you wish it was Dallas? We have a problem.
No, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work that way.
Fort Worth Metroplex. We have a problem.
The larger
Frost.
DFW
We have
problems are
problem.
had. Well, I mean, I love a space movie for the problems. I love a space movie for the staring into the void and coming up on the other side with some greater knowledge of yourself. And also just like Star Wars was the first movie that rewired my brain, like made me want to watch more movies, especially in like a live action, non-animated sense. And in my extended family, coming of age to the point where you can watch an alien movie is like your bar mitzvah, right? Like that's like a rite of passage. So I can just like mark the time of my life by mostly space movies, to be honest with you, and I feel great about it.
Did your older brother like hold it over you that he got to watch Alien before you?
No, it's just like it's happening in the other room and we're going to watch Aliens now and you need to leave. And so then once you're old enough to stay in the room, your life is never the same.
In my house, they just had me watch movies that I was way too young to watch.
You were watching that at like 4.
This is very tough.
You were being sent off to Europe in middle school.
That's really...
High school? That's a callback to something you shared on a recent
It's true.
pod.
I did say it into a microphone.
Incredible.
Joanna, your
Mallory.
relationship to space cinema.
Space is dope.
Space is dope.
Yeah.
I love that we're doing Space Month. This has been really it's been
fun.
really fun to cover Interstellar. We're doing The Martian, Project Hail Mary, like enjoying all of that. And then the rewatching and first time watching that I did for this draft. Like I don't think I needed to. There's so many movies that I just know by heart that are eligible today, but there were just a few that I had never seen and I took it as an excuse to watch them and I just had a great weekend. So
And then some you just wanted to revisit for the sheer pleasure of it, like Thor: The Dark World.
and some of them I texted you saying I stopped this early as self-care.
You did indeed. You did indeed. And I know what that movie is and you don't.
That's okay. I think we're all going to have different flavors, you know? It's going to be a little bit of like the fun pack you get of little cereal boxes. It's like Apple Jacks.
What did you go for in there?
Captain Crunch.
Ooh,
Yeah, Crunch Berries.
Yeah.
It's Cocoa Krispies.
Frosted Mini Wheats, y'all. Come on.
Frosted Mini Wheats is a personal favorite as well. Every
got
now and then a Frosted Flake.
Care package from a extended family member in the Florida area who sent me a Buc-ee's care package.
Oh,
First of all,
Beaver
fuck
Nugs?
yes.
Whoa.
Beaver nugs.
Yeah.
Beaver Nugs.
And that was just basically like a bag of Captain Crunch that's super powered.
Also, Beaver Nugs never
had it. That
expire.
sounds
This is the thing. If you needed a food to take into space,
it's
Beaver
Beaver
Nuggets would be very viable.
That would be actually my code name in space.
Beaver Nugs?
Yeah.
I bet. I bet.
Me and Ethan Hawke. Yeah.
I also love space movies.
Yeah, Mallory,
and
Rubin, how do you feel about space?
just
Sorry,
just think space is cool. I used to like to look up at the stars and think about it, think about how big it is, how vast it is, you know? And I love space movies. I love how many space movies, it's a genre, but there are so many genres inside of that. I think that's part of what's fun about an exercise like this draft today. Like you're saying, like you can go in so many different directions. I think genuinely the depth of the field is so substantial that like, even if somebody takes something you were dying to have, it doesn't matter. Like there are so many movies we all love that we could take across the
I'm
categories
hearing
today.
a lot of space cope about the picks that you're not going to be able to make.
You know,
Why
I'm
are
always
you
bracing.
starting problems right
I'm
now?
not starting any problems.
This is his energy.
I know.
It drafts.
I'm aware.
Somewhere along the way, I became, well, I don't want to say I became the mellow one because that's a lie, but
It's
I
not
became the
true.
less cruel one, I think.
I wouldn't say I've
Yeah.
ever been
Well,
cruel
this is
to
the
you.
thing is that this is not your typical draft that you guys have set out. I think that there's a lot of conviviality going into it, but
What's going to happen when we start?
there's like
much
the
like
categories.
a mission to space.
The categories are open to interpretation.
I think so.
And I think also what defines a space movie is like a question that the Elena Kagans and Samuel Alitos are going to be thinking about for decades. You know?
Indeed. Well, and we'll explain that in a moment. But I think that's also one thing I like about space movies. Sometimes you go to space. Sometimes the space comes to you.
It's true.
You know, you can
about
calibrate your
inner space?
relationship to space.
I think inner space counts. I think inner space counts.
You've said that more than once. So.
I think we're on a
indicating
rock
something.
hurtling through space, so anything that's an
What
earthbound
about
concern.
literally the Dennis Quaid vehicle inner space?
I will not be selecting it.
Okay.
First round pick for Rob Mahoney. We can learn about ourselves.
Yeah.
We can watch something visually astonishing. The technological advancements. It's great.
You know what?
Adventures.
Also, a funny thing about space movies is I think that for the purposes of like how big of a cast they need, you know, like they can shoot it a lot on sound stages, the interiors, the design is often iterative. So that's like we're still building off of like what we saw in the Nostromo. They're still using as kind of like a baseline for what they make space stations look like or spaceships. You can do them affordably. Like if you're not doing a
Mini
ton
models.
of outside like the ship stuff, you can do high life or whatever. And it can be kind of like on the more, so you get a lot of different flavors, some great auteurs up there. shooting the stars. So I can't wait to do this.
So many of our great filmmakers are like, at one point, like, I want to make a space movie, or maybe I want to make 3 or 4 space movies.
Sure.
Like, there's obviously something that draws. And I think a lot of what we're all saying is part of the reason why. There's the technical and like craft aspect, but also the fact that you can explore something very internal. Like, what is this journey for each individual character? But also, it can be about forging relationships, connections, or having terrifying, war-inducing experiences with another species, another type of being. Is the crew coming together and uniting? Is it a friendship and found family story? Are people tearing each other apart because they've lost their own minds? They don't trust each other. Like, you can do anything you want in a
Sure.
space movie. So that combination of like the connective tissue, whether it's the interior of a spaceship, like you're saying, or some other aspect, but then the capacity to do whatever you want inside of it. And so like, I love that you can have something that's clearly an homage and part of a coaching tree, but then feels like entirely its own thing as well. It's just great.
Well, there is like an irresistible. So, not to spoil our chat with Andy Weir, but I did ask him about like space movie tropes. I don't think he gave like a really. He didn't love that question, I think. But I will say that I'm a really good interviewer. But like, there are certain shots that you can just feel directors like itching to be like, I want to do my version of this.
Yes.
You know?
Absolutely. It's like all the bloggers on the internet. They read The Sea is Dope and they're like,
And now none of them have jobs.
I want to do my version of this.
You said bloggers, and I was like, let's blow the dust off of that
We all
word.
tried to write The Sea is Dope, and it turned out.
You can draw a straight line from The Sea is Dope to Luke Cornett
Yeah.
ending Magic City night for the Atlanta Hawks.
All right, let's explain
You explain.
how the draft is going to function. So there are 4 of us. You can tell. You can hear us. You can see us. It's a 4-person draft. And it's going to be a snake draft. Carlos is going to set the order in real time. We don't know the order that we're picking, and we're about to find out. But let's explain first the categories and the eligibility. And then let's remember to have Carlos set the order. 6 categories. So we will be selecting 24 total films. That's like a drop in the bucket for space movies. There are a lot of space
By
movies.
bucket, you mean all of outer space.
Yeah.
That is one pinprick of light in the great abyss. All right, here are the categories. Space horror. Now, that can be an actual horror movie, but it does not have to be. It can be horror in another form. It can be something spooky, something scary, something that you find destabilizing, unsettling. Room to play in that category.
So if I found Kevin Spacey in K-Pax eating a banana with the peel on to be unsettling,
But he's just an alien.
but that's from space.
As is always the case, you're welcome to push the limits of a category and
These
then
two
find
seem
out
to
in
be
real
really
time.
into like if an alien's in it, it's a space movie. and I'm kind of anti that.
I'm kind of
honestly.
anti that as well.
Well,
I
tough
think
shit.
I
it
think
was
there's
literally in the rules as
It
prescribed.
was.
I'm just saying.
Circulated days ago.
Yeah.
Space, but this is a key element of the
I just
criteria,
think it
which
would be
we'll
kind
get
of
to.
lame if you draft like one of those, but if your whole thing is like, and then an
Individual
alien came
But
here.
individual strategy. Like,
You know
if
what?
you want to
I
do
will just
6
say
of those
earlier
and then the
today,
voters can reject it.
Rob
that's
Mahoney
fine.
was like, "Are we all in space all the time?"
Are
Oh,
we not?
interesting.
Oh, so
Okay.
Kicking and Screaming by Noah Baumbach.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
yeah.
Called classic
Working
space movie.
girl, space connections.
I think we should say that space, an alien or otherwise a ship, it can't be incidental. It can't just be there to count as a space movie. But if it's a primary propulsive
Is an
engine
alien
of the
ever
plot,
incidental in the plot? Oh,
Every
by
now
the way,
and then.
K-Pax is here.
every now and then it's a space movie. I think that's just like part of each strategy. If you think the voters
I'm
will
ready to
reject it, that's
challenge,
fine.
honestly.
It sounds like we're going to have a 50-50 tie here.
Yeah. Sounds
So-
like half of us read the instructions. I don't know what to say.
Okay, so that's space horror.
Yeah.
Our next category is space connections. Connections in any form. So this is the one that I would say is like most directly inspired by Project Hail Mary as the hook for this draft. Like, space friendship can be a reason that you pick something. A movie where the crew on a ship is very central to the story. Space family, space romance. This can be inter or intra-species. If the connection is core to the text, you can select it as a space connection story. Space saviors is our next category. Now, this can be space messiah, this like chosen one. This can also be we're on a mission. We have a task and it's important. So another kind of broad category that you can play with as you see fit. First Contact. This is the one I think probably clearly where we're going to have the most. This is like a
Earthbound
land-bound
stuff.
film,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
is it eligible? And I think definitely it should be. Space Invader should be part of it, but it doesn't have to be. The contact can happen in space,
Sure.
if you want. Up to you. Visual splendor is our next category.
Self-explanatory.
As we've all said, space movies just look fucking great.
They do, yeah.
If you think one looks particularly great, if it's influential, whatever. pick it there. And then wild card, which as always is a film that could have gone into any of the other categories, or frankly, wouldn't have fit in any of those categories,
Sure.
and you want to pick it because you love it. Wild card can be anything you
Glengarry
want.
Glen Ross.
Yeah. In space.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My wild card list is very deep.
Technically pretty
Same.
close to the moon.
Yeah.
I would say too deep. So, space horror, space connection, space saviors, first contact, visual splendor, wild card. Eligibility. Project Hail Mary may be the hook, but it is not eligible to be selected today because only 2 of the 4 of us have seen it.
It's okay if you guys want to pick.
And I think more importantly, the listeners have
Listeners
not
haven't
seen
seen
it.
it.
Yeah.
Listeners. Yeah.
What's going on with you today? You're going to be the first one to lose it on the ship. We're all going to look around.
I'm just trying to add ad libs, you know? Like I'm just saying, like
You wanna be able to select
I haven't
Project
seen
Hail
Project Hail Mary. Neither of all the people I
Guess what?
expect to
It's
vote
great.
for me. Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
You can't pick
You're a
it
man
today.
of the people.
Yeah.
He really is. Films from any year are eligible.
Cool.
Pick an old one, pick a new one, do whatever the fuck you want. Animated films are eligible. Great news.
Doesn't matter.
Great news for you.
Honestly, there's fewer of them than I would have thought.
There are some, but
There's
yes,
some.
it's you can pick an animated film. I don't think that Chris Ryan will be doing that, but if anyone else wants to, they can.
Yeah.
More than one film, this is an important one, from a given franchise can be selected. We're not doing any fantasy like someone picks something and the entire fucking world around it is eliminated from consideration. This is a celebration. If more than one person wants to pick a Star Trek movie, they can. If you want to pick Rebel Moon Part 1 and then you want to pick Rebel Moon Part 2,
Oh, I do.
Classic
You
Snyder
can.
Can
Bros
the
right here.
Can the
happen.
same voter
Mhm.
pick more than one movie from a franchise?
You can. I think, like everything else, that's
How
more of
boring.
a strategy thing. Do you think that
You
that
wouldn't
would
do
be
that.
rewarded in the voting, or do you think that people would say you're leaning in a little bit to like this one particular area? It's up to you.
Yeah.
It's up to you. You definitely can.
Okay.
You definitely can. Land-based movies are eligible, and as Rob noted, this has been a bullet point in this document for days.
I read the document.
days.
I just
and
don't.
you read it before they did.
I just don't. Yeah, I did. I just don't necessarily wholly. I just don't want it to be like the majority of what we talk about.
Sure.
I don't think it will be. I think it'll come up here and there, but not that often.
Yeah, I think for first contact.
And
it'll
it sounds
be a
like
thing.
only maybe from 2 of us.
We will be exploiting the rules.
And now, but what if this is a mind fuck and they're trying to trick us into thinking that they're not going for those movies?
I believe it.
Could have.
Is that
Completely.
the energy that's coming
Yeah.
from this side of the table?
you?
It really is.
No, not at all. I told you beforehand. There are some drafts that I've done where there are obvious first picks, where you're playing to the crowd, where you're trying to get populist votes. This is hashtag ball knower
Yeah.
speaking.
Yeah.
I'm not really interested in what you guys think is a good space movie. I know what are good space movies.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
And I think that
Incredible.
I'm picking the ones that I like.
That's
Well,
Captain
that's gonna
Beaver
be one of my
Nuggets
questions
talking
for
right there.
everyone. Are you guys
Captain
going like, I just like these things. These
Yes.
are things I like,
Yes.
and I want to take them in the order I want to.
That's
Or
what
are
I
you
wound up
going-
doing in the hype draft, and I actually like miserably lost. I'm pretty sure, but also just felt really good about it.
You had a great
So,
experience.
You know,
Yeah.
You celebrated the things you love.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
Yes.
Do you think there's such a thing as like a real? I said hipster pick earlier. You got mad at me. You said ball knower, the term you just used. Do you think like with space movies there are a lot of like opportunities here to go real hipster ball knower
Yes.
early,
I
or do you think it's all?
100%
I think
do.
there
I
are
do
two
too.
on
I
the
think
top
I
of
think
my
that'll
head
happen a
that I
lot
think
here.
people are like, it's actually this.
I
In
agree
like
with
round
you.
round 1, you think?
I can't wait to hear
Depends.
it.
Do you guys think there is a consensus top pick or no?
I would.
Without saying
I
what it
actually
would
think
be.
there's a difference between hipster and ball knower,
Mhm.
right?
Sure.
And like,
Well,
there's
walk us through it. What's the difference?
hipster is like it's a little niche,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
this.
I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's
Yeah.
not quite on 4K
Yeah,
yet.
yeah, but it's this. If you know,
and
if
ball
you know,
knower
you know. Yeah.
is like I've basically been to space.
Yeah.
And this is basically what it's like.
and that is how you will
This
be
is how the
drafting
diapers
today.
feel on your
I
skin.
can't give you a better example without actually spoiling.
Yeah.
spoiling
This
picks.
explains why you think space is so knowable. You know, you're like, no mysteries out there. I've
Mm-mm.
basically
Yeah.
been because I've watched
I've
so
seen
much space
Ryan
cinema.
Reynolds' life.
Exactly. Yeah. Last kind of rule or thing to keep in mind is just that, as is always the case with these drafts, a movie could be selected in a number of these categories. There's going to be a lot of category bleed, so that's just sort of part of the fun as you're crafting your draft squad here. I definitely want to pick this movie. Which category do I want to pick it in? Is positional scarcity in a given category a factor in how you're drafting, or no? Or are you just saying this is the movie I want? I'm taking it. Categories be damned. Those are the categories and those are the rules. Any questions?
None whatsoever.
So you guys don't think there's a consensus number one? Again, without saying what it
I
would
think
be.
there are two depending on generational lines.
I feel like there are I am so curious to see if this winds up being true or not, but I feel like there are like, these are the top 2 picks, and then from there you could go 50 ways. But I don't know. We'll find out. This is going to be very interesting.
Yeah. let's find out the order.
Should we set the order?
I like the last draft I did, which was over on the big pick. I was like, there's definitely a number
Oh,
one.
yeah.
And then I drafted
Yeah,
my number
yeah.
one number. And the table's like, I wouldn't have picked that. So I don't really want to put my flag anywhere.
But it was a great pick.
Is
I
that
agree.
Oscar Snubs?
Yeah, it was
yeah.
Mad Max. She took Fury Road.
Oh, that
She
was
like,
awesome.
this is
Great
play-
movie.
Yeah, it was a
And
great.
Rob
great pick.
Mahoney was like, well, the good thing, Joanna, is that you did something that was very you.
Is
And I
that not
felt-
a compliment?
I felt
Exactly.
insulted.
Exactly right. The bad babies will be able to vote on our squads on all of the various Ringerverse social media platforms in the Spotify episode post, etc. Okay, Carlos, will you please reveal the draft order?
All right. So the order is Joanna with the first pick,
Mm.
CR with the second pick,
Unbelievable.
Mal picking 3, and
Unfucking
Robin
believable.
4.
I knew this was gonna. What did I say
All the
pre-pod?
chill left her body.
I didn't want the third pick. That's all. But maybe if we don't have the same ideas for the top two, it won't matter.
Yeah, I-
Damn.
I really don't think there's going to be as much consensus. Maybe broadly, but individual picks, I find it hard to believe.
I just can't. This is typical. I just said there's only one pick I don't want. It's the third one. Look at this beautiful board we have here.
It's gorgeous.
What
Gorgeous.
is this?
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Sheesh. Stunning. Okay. Let's fucking draft, man.
Let's do it.
Joanna Robinson.
In visual splendor, I will be taking 2001: A Space Odyssey, Stanley Kubrick's masterpiece that defined space movies for all of the directors who followed. You hear any director talk about what they were trying to achieve, they will mention 2001: A Space Odyssey. Nolan talks about it a ton when he talks about Interstellar. I mean, actually, I'll not list a bunch of space movies. We'll keep those as surprises.
yeah.
But this is it. This is the template. It made us scared of red blinking lights. It made us scared of obelisks. It is unknowable in many ways, unlike space, which is pretty
Sure.
knowable. And I just love. When I saw this as a teenager, I had been anticipating it for a really long time. I knew about it, but I hadn't seen it. I saw it when I was like about 17, I think, and I was deeply confused by it, and then I read the book and it didn't enlighten me, but then I just sort of lingers with you and you think about it all the time. And so I'm a huge fan of this movie. I know it's the real hipster pick. No one would pick this. But,
This is what I meant when I said there's a consensus number one, I assumed.
There is.
But
I think this is the
would
right
everyone
pick.
have taken this as number one? I would have.
I would
certainly.
not,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Classic
Really?
Rob.
Okay.
generational.
Yeah.
I think it is somewhat generational. I also I like and admired this movie, but it's like,
You think it's kind of overrated?
no.
Yeah.
I'm not-
Like Nirvana.
add it to
I'm
the
not
exactly.
doing
Add
it.
Nirvana
Yes.
in 2001.
distinctly not doing that.
Do you prefer the space movie Kubrick made when he staged the moon landing, or
I mean, look, it's very vivid in terms of visual splendor. It's very compelling stuff.
Yeah.
I think some of it is that of I think there is an awe to 2001, but do I feel pulled to it in the way that I feel pulled to other sci-fi?
I don't feel
and
like
space movies?
emotionally,
That's-
deeply
yeah.
emotionally connected
you
to
don't like
it.
the 4-dimensional library of love?
Well, that's something else.
Oh, that's my
Entirely.
bad.
That's something
You don't
else
like
entirely.
the baby in the air?
Yeah.
Star Child?
Space
Yeah.
Fetus. Listen, I don't feel like this will not be a movie that makes me weep with joy or sorrow, but it is just a movie that haunts you, like a lot of Kubrick
Oh,
movies do.
I think this is definitely the
Can
top
I ask
pick.
one follow-up
No
question?
question.
Sorry for getting the wrong movie there. Do you think Hal would make a good podcaster?
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Well, it doesn't matter because he's going to be a
Yeah.
podcaster.
He's got a plan. He does his
I've
prep.
He's got dry wit.
Great at gaslighting.
often been thinking about breaking out of Hal and seeing how long it takes Andy to notice.
Do it right now. Workshop it. He's not going to listen to this pod, so it'll still be fresh when you drop it on the watch.
That's very interesting, Andy. Tell me more about how you feel about Rooster.
I'm sorry, Mel, I can't do that.
The problem is the more you do it, the more you're feeding the machine that will replace
Yeah, of course.
exactly you.
Exactly.
But in the voice, I can't bring
Too
myself
true.
to do it.
All right. I know what Chris is going to pick. This is why I didn't want the
Yeah,
third
so
pick.
visual splendor, I'll take Interstellar, which
Is
is
this
Not what I thought you were going to
Is
do.
the generational other
generational divide. I think.
Whoa.
I always liked Interstellar, and I had an amazing first watch of it. And then a few years ago, I had a chance to be in London, and at the Prince Charles Cinema, they
Sick
would
flex.
do. I think it's weekly, but it might be monthly. They do basically they show Interstellar all day and night.
Ooh.
And the line was around the block. And it was
They just
all-
show it. It's
It's
consecutive.
like you can go see Interstellar at 2 a.m. if you want after the pubs close and stuff.
One more reason to be in London.
And
Let's
Fuck.
go.
the line was around the block and it was all people in their 20s.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, and the guys at the movie theater were like, oh, this is the biggest movie
Yeah.
for people under 30 in existence. And I think I went back into it, rewatching it, knowing that it had such a huge impact. As far as visual splendor, I think the only thing in its like tier is 2001. There are 10 things in this movie that I think are among the coolest I've ever seen, much less in a space movie. The story maybe loses some oxygen in the last 30 minutes or so, but I think up until that point, when you're like, is this dude gonna solve existence in this movie, is pretty amazing. So I'm gonna go with that for visual splendor.
The generation, like when we had Van on to talk about Interstellar,
yeah.
like I found that generational conversation so fascinating, and I would like to continue to think about why that generation's like it's a great movie.
We got to get Tate on the line. I was telling Joe and Van when we did Interstellar a couple days ago that Tate, I have a vivid memory of Tate walking into the Grantland office and being like, this is the single best
he
movie
was
ever
like,
made.
this is
like speaking for a generation of young people at the time.
There's also something like, I think it's worth remembering, like we just did a vote for one of the rewatchables movies this month, and it was Goonies versus Nice Guys, and Nice Guys easily won, I think.
I am
justice.
astonished by that.
Now,
well, I love the Nice Guys, but like people aren't watching Goonies is your point,
or like there are people who are like 28 and they're like, Goonies is good, but Nice Guys is the movie I saw when I was 18 and thought it was like the most mind-blowing thing ever because it was so funny. It's like, I think we don't really, like, I know I don't always think about like the experiences people who are younger than me are having and how that would shape them the same way I was shaped.
I think about that when we talk to people who like grew up with Marvel versus those of us who like watched Marvel as adults,
like,
you know? And they're just like, these are the heroes of my childhood. It's a different relationship entirely. But I was thinking generationally about Interstellar and like growing up with the threat of climate change, or like what are the factors for that generation? Not just like how old you were when you watched it, but is there anything specific about that generation? Or is it continuing down the line, or like Gen Alpha and like et cetera onward really into Interstellar?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like there's also like there are obviously movies that Interstellar draws from, but there are things in that movie that I don't think I've ever seen before. You know, like especially the wave planet. I'm like,
the sea is dope.
Miller's Planet.
The sea is dope. Space is dope.
That
the
is
sea
so
in space.
hardcore.
Wow.
There you go. I guess I shouldn't have been surprised that you picked this based on that. Any thoughts on Cooper's Carhartt jacket?
It's
just
great fits.
sensational.
Great fits. Great memes coming out of this one.
You ever cried like that in your life? Just like the tear pouring down the cheek.
No. If I ever heard the national anthem at the Super Bowl and I was like standing on the sidelines with
little Sirianni,
I do think that's part of it though, of like, if you think you like sci-fi movies and getting pulled into a distinctly like hyper emotional sci-fi movie for the first time, like that is the radicalizing film bro experience, I think, for sure. And I think we also need to say one of the great large format movies of all time. Like seeing Interstellar on IMAX is a one-of-one experience. If you have the opportunity to do it, I would do it.
I'm up. I was feeling glum about having the third pick, but I'm not, because the thing that I thought was a surefire at 2 is still here.
Okay.
And it's I'm astonished. I'm taking Alien.
Good. What category?
Space horror. And I'm relieved because space horror is the one I have the least confidence navigating as a category because I'm scared easily. So I'm really happy to be able to get my space horror pick early. I think for that reason, frankly, if I had the top pick, I would have taken 2001 in space horror to be able to address. But I think it's like a great visual splendor pick, obviously.
Space romance, the hell, you know.
The only reason I didn't use, and there are a number of different examples inside of franchises, but Alien and Aliens, I assume will both be taken in this draft. We'll find out. But the only reason I didn't mention that in the intro is because I thought there was a 0.1% chance someone wouldn't take Alien in the top 2 picks if nobody mentioned it. Then you walked in wearing that shirt and I was like, well, there we fucking go. It's locked. You've got Jonesy on your shirt. It's beautiful. So yes, I am taking the 79 Alien, the first, which I think both Alien and Aliens are masterpieces. Alien is my favorite by just a
way to fucking go, man.
One hair. I think they're both incredible, but I love it. Jonesy, iconic. Ridley Scott, more than one Ridley Scott movie will be selected today, I suspect.
Quick follow-up.
Please.
What's scary about Aliens? Alien.
What's
scary
the
about
idea.
This specific
so the
film?
Xenomorph, and well, for me, Jonesy, a cat being in peril.
I knew that.
Terrifying.
Yes,
obviously, like genuinely.
Tom Skerritt exhaust tunnel being chased by a xenomorph.
Genuinely a like
something bursting out of your chest. Yawn.
Chest burster, like down on the list in like the bottom 10s. I think that the Xenomorph is obviously scary in general and deployed to great effect across films. Like I find A number of the Alien movies quite terrifying, but in a way that I enjoy because monster horror is more, as we've talked about, and you've psychoanalyzed me many times. It's like where I can tolerate horror.
Yeah.
The idea of being trapped in a confined space with the thing that is trying to kill you, and one by one by one, it's claiming everyone around you, and you're like, maybe it's going to rip my head off, the xenomorph. Is it going to be a drop of goo that's alerting me to something? Is the acid blood going to melt the plank I'm standing on or a part of my body? Obviously, we get into some very memorable airlock, sucked into space stuff. Also terrifying. And just the idea of like stumbling upon the unknown and then realizing that your life is expiring and it's on you and you alone to figure it out because everyone else who might have helped you is fucking dead. But you've also got to save the cat.
Something I love that Dan O'Bannon has talked about Alien is like, we made a haunted house movie.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Yeah. Or like a slasher in the house movie. And that's like
Yes.
thinking about a spaceship as an opportunity. And there's a number of films where they deploy that, but like none more famously than Alien.
Yeah.
But like the spaceship as this, where can you go?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And like the log line, it's just the most perfect in the
Sure.
history of cinema and space. No one can hear you scream, which captures that so perfectly. Like what is inside with you, but also there's no help coming.
Yes.
Right. It's you're in the fucking void in the vacuum of space. And so like that is terrifying. It's just a masterpiece and I love it.
I mean, the Xeno is probably the best designed creature in film history. And I'm
Looks
really glad you
incredible.
brought up like the acid for blood to me is like, that's the piece. Because
Yes.
it's like,
Yeah.
if you, in theory,
Chest
if you
burster
are
as
well
well,
armed enough and brave enough and cunning enough, it's like, okay, maybe you could get a jump on a xenomorph, but even if you do, you're going to get covered in its acid blood.
Sure.
It's just like a perfect, and especially in space where
It's
even if
just
it gets
not
on the
fair.
wall.
Were you a big Romulus guy when the acid blood is
I-
like
I
really
zero
like-
I really like
G and you have to
Romulus.
like
The zero
dodge,
G.
Yeah.
dodge
I really
the
like
acid blood?
Romulus.
That was
That's
so clearly like, this dude's been thinking about Alien his whole
Yeah,
life.
yeah, yeah.
And it's like,
Entire life.
what wouldn't it be
It was
sick
probably
if?
like he walked in and he was like, I don't really have a story. But
But the acid blood, zero
was
G.
suspended in
That
midair.
sounds very good.
Sold. You have 2 picks, Rob Mahoney, and you have like 50 movies you could pick.
There's a
here.
lot.
Jeez.
I mean, even the possibility that Alien was dangling there was very tempting to me, so I'm bummed that it's taken off the board. I'm going to start with visual splendor, though, and I'm going to take Star Wars: A New Hope, actually, in
Ooh.
visual splendor.
Interesting.
I don't think there is a scene in the history of movies that has had a more profound effect on me as a person than Luke looking out in the binary sunset.
Honestly, same.
I think it is a call to adventure I can feel on a molecular level. I think it is, and I say this fully aware of like how insane this is a thing to say, but like of all the things John Williams has ever done, I think
Oh,
that
yeah.
particular swell of score
It's the
might be
best.
the absolute
Yeah.
pinnacle of it. And so I'm starting with that visual splendor in A New Hope. But if by picking A New Hope, you also get the trench run. You also get the cantina. You get all of these aspects of like awe that are coming back and back and back. The jump into hyperspace, fucking lightsabers for the first time. Like I will take the splendor of all of that stuff against the best that space movies have to offer.
Fucking lightsabers, man.
Pretty good.
So a 1960s movie and 2 1970s movies.
This is interesting.
And then just Chris holding it down for the youth.
Do you think,
Gen Z Chris.
without tipping any other movies in the Star Wars franchise,
Yeah.
do you think that Star Wars: A New Hope is the most visually splendid?
I think it's one of those like you have to tip your cap to the initiation of the
this
ideas.
is the OG, right?
I think even some of the more recent movies have amazing visual displays. I think they've like certain filmmakers have figured out really how to crack the code on what to do with those visual
You're like,
stylings. But
no, that's pod racing.
but pod racing is kind of dope. We need to
Did.
reclaim pod racing, honestly.
If someone's like, pick one 11-minute movie scene to watch right now,
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad.
why not? I think the answer to that is definitely no, but I think you're making a well-stated and valid case that like how influential and revolutionary
I
it
think
was
picking
is
like the binary sunset as like this visual marker.
Perfect.
Is,
Yeah. I get
perfect moment.
goosebumps like thinking about it. So if I wasn't picking it, like what am I doing in this draft? My second pick, I honestly have no idea what to do. I guess can I get some guidance on first contact
Mhm.
as a category?
Yep.
One of my favorite things about alien movies is that it's almost always somebody's first contact with the xenomorphs. Could I pick Aliens as first contact?
Oh,
No.
you son of a
No,
bitch!
No,
I don't think so.
absolutely not.
No?
Definitely not.
No.
No.
Okay.
Even I say no to that.
Humans have had contact with that species
Yes.
already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just because Weyland Yutani is obscuring that fact
But if every human being that came in contact is dead,
But Ripley has had a contact with them.
Yeah,
That's
Ripley's
true.
being sent back.
In
I think
cryosleep.
no.
Yeah.
in that case, I will take aliens in space connections. I think for a variety of reasons. One, like, to me, the reason Aliens is so sick is like the
Interesting.
colonial Marines vibe in
Yeah.
Aliens is
Yeah.
pitch perfect. I think the triangulation specifically of not just like Ripley is a force of nature on her own, but like Hicks, Hudson, Vasquez
Yes.
is a perfect combination of attributes.
Mm.
And so I could watch a whole movie that's just all of these people in the mess busting each other's balls. And then we get to go fight aliens on top of it.
Plus, you've always said that Burke is really like your film soul.
I try to channel his energy. Really, what's best for Spotify as a company?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I like that
pick.
you picked aliens in connections and it was Hudson and Hicks and not Newt and Ripley.
I
That's
mean-
really cool.
Now, Ripley and Jonesy,
Sure.
valid. Newt,
always.
not necessarily.
Does
it.
the fact that Hicks and Newt are just like unceremoniously killed off in the next movie really sort of destroy
That's
the
just
enduring-
Fincher, baby.
Not my problem. Not my problem.
Got finched.
But also, is there a more meaningful adversarial relationship in sci-fi than Ripley and the Queen get away from her, you bitch?
It's
Like,
true.
you know, I'm just saying there's connections of many kinds happening in
Iconic.
Aliens beyond our own with immortality.
Oh, man. All right, I'm going to do what I said and follow my heart. So Rob and I, in our first two picks, will be taking movies from the same franchises.
So where are you going?
I'm taking The Empire Strikes Back.
It's
How
pretty
is
good.
that still here? What
Good
happened?
movie.
Because I don't really think of it as a space movie.
Because I had one pick and it was 2001: A Space
You're
Odyssey,
the
Mallory.
one who's excused.
It's a snow movie and it's a Dagobah
It's more
movie.
of a swamp movie when you think about
and
it.
it's
you know?
a movie about
Guess-
reconstructive
Yeah.
surgery.
Guess what? Bespin, Dagobah, Hoth, they're all in fucking space,
But
man.
this is
Earth.
getting to the Rob part. So's Earth, man.
You know?
Okay, pick an Earth movie or don't, because that would be helpful actually for when it comes back to me on the next pick. I am taking The Empire Strikes Back, one of my favorite movies of all time, undeniably one of the best and most important movies of all time, period, certainly genre sci-fi movies. And I will be taking it, obviously eligible in a number of categories. I'm going Space Saviors because I think that this is a great movie for interrogating the idea of that responsibility
Okay.
and what you do with it and where it leads you and how you have to literally stare in the face, perhaps your own. Ooh, of the idea of what it is to carry that
Guys,
chosen
can you
one
give
burden.
that, please?
Please, Lord. Only what you take
Am I
with you.
supposed to know what movie you're going to pick based on that?
I picked Empire Strikes
Yeah,
Back.
right, okay,
I already
yeah.
said
That
it.
was Dagobah Cave vibes? Is that what's
exactly.
happening?
Okay.
Exactly.
okay.
Thank you,
That was
Rob.
I
Yoda?
got you.
No, it's just the kind of energy I'm trying to cultivate right
Okay.
now.
That was the voice of the
Board
X-Wing,
that
actually.
I'm selecting here. Yeah, exactly. It's some like Yoda training montage sound accompaniment. This is easy. I feel great about this. There are a couple other things that I would love to have with this pick as well, but I didn't think Empire would be here. So
Is there even
it's fine.
any, like, how much space is in this movie?
What are you talking about? It's Star Wars.
Yeah.
I'm just asking.
on.
I'm just asking.
They're going from planet to planet. Luke is flying
Oh,
in his
I guess
X-Wing.
there is
How about
the
all the
asteroid
asteroid
It's
fields
really
and
the
stuff?
asteroid field.
There's
That's
actually,
the
I
space
would say
part.
that
The space
actually
slug.
there's quite a bit of space and not only space
You're right.
flight, but
You're right.
moving between different planets.
I just wanted to
and-
interrogate it.
Great. Well, you're up, man.
Well,
so you
Mallory
can take
is
whatever
going to
you
be
want.
so chill, which is what she promised for this draft.
Ooh, I'm excited that I can't believe I have Empire. That's really thrilling. So yes, Space Savior for Empire. Chris, you're up, and you have already selected Interstellar. What are you taking next?
I think in Space Saviors, I'm going to take Apollo 13.
I was
love
wondering
that.
how high this would go.
Jim Lovell is technically the hero of this film. My saviors, though, I just want to point out,
Yeah.
he dies without the guy, without Lauren Dean's John Aaron character being like, it's all about wattage. It's all about power.
Yep.
If these guys don't have the battery power to start up the LEM or whatever, they're dead. So it was really just an engineer in old Texas.
Now we're talking.
Old Texas.
Good old Texas that saved the day. But yeah, lots of acts of obviously verifiable heroism by real people. And, I think probably a movie that rekindled an interest or a passion for like actual space travel among a generation after after like a period of time where it was probably more associated with Cold War stuff and kind of Star Wars. I mean, it really brought it back to like the tactile, the like we can do hard things stuff
For
that
sure.
space travel probably is and should be.
It's so funny that you said Lauren Dean because I was like, didn't I just watch a Lauren Dean space movie? And I did, and I will talk about it later.
Okay.
But not
Exciting.
with love.
What a tease. This is a great pick. I watched this movie so much when I was a kid. And I think like kind of the point you're making where this was like a Star Wars gets re-released, obviously the ultimate
Sure.
like gateway. But Apollo 13 was something that I watched a lot. I watched it with friends. I would like watch it with my cousins when we would go up to visit them in Long Island. It's just something that people enjoyed. And it was like a real, space is interesting.
Yes.
Space
Do you like
is-
an astronaut movie in general?
I
Like,
do.
Okay.
I do. I don't want to say too much in case it comes up later in the draft, but I do. I like interrogating. What does it take to go to space?
Yeah.
There's something about that too, where because you mentioned High Life earlier, I feel like that's one of the exceptions. Space movies overwhelmingly are American movies. Like
Sure.
we are obsessed with this shit and obsessed with the like, what does it take? Do you have literally the right stuff to get into space?
I showed some restraint by not saying
well,
that.
I'm just throwing it out there. But I think that's a huge part of Apollo 13 is like American ingenuity.
Yeah.
We're dumping the box on the table. We're going to figure it out at NASA.
we wear short sleeves, white button down, and
We
black
certainly
ties.
do.
Drive
Let's see the
Mustangs
Ruskies do
and
that.
drink Lone Star.
This
Yeah.
is. I don't want to. Joe, tell me if this feels like it's too spoilery. I think this is okay because it's more like premise than plot. But this is one of the things I really, really love about Project Hail Mary is that it is we need to band together
Yes.
Yeah.
to solve this movie and is less firmly rooted in just that perspective in a way that I think, especially right now, will feel very necessary.
Sure.
This is a fascinating draft from you.
Well, it's a little chalky. So now I'm
Is
trying to free
You think
myself up.
Interstellar at 2 was chalk? Wow.
I mean, Star Wars gets drafted a lot.
Yeah,
It's
it
true.
does.
I'm trying to
for a
actually-
reason. Sometimes for a reason.
There's
you
an
know?
assignment here, and it's about space.
I mean,
Yeah.
not about Dagobah.
I think you could do worse than drafting the literal favorite movie of an entire generation of film bros.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think it's a
I'm
thing you
not
could
trying
do.
to court the film bro.
Joe, you have
Except
two
I picked
picks.
a Kubrick movie, so
You
that's
did.
fine.
You had an outstanding
Yeah.
pick to start the draft. Now you get to pick 2 movies in a row.
Mhm.
You go in favorites. You go in.
This is easy.
Cocoon.
Oh, easy.
I love Cocoon.
Don't pick anything set on Earth.
Space Cowboys.
I'm picking something set on Earth.
Are you fucking serious after all of
Yeah,
your-
I don't think you're allowed.
I am. For First Contact, I'm picking Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is not spoiler because I'm not going to spoil the nature of it, but I've seen Project Hail Mary twice now, and both time by far the biggest laugh is a Close Encounters reference. It's like a huge ball knower moment in the theater. I love this movie. I have seen it on the big screen a couple different times. Stevie Spiel's story of Richard Dreyfuss, a bad dad who wants to leave his family for space.
Yeah.
1977. This is before I saw it, I was aware, of course, of like the mashed potato volcano. I just didn't know how long it took to get to the contact.
Yeah.
But that aspect, which is just the end of the movie, is some of the most thrilling, anticipatory, and then just like beautiful, this like sonic messaging, this music messaging, this like non-language based communication between people and aliens. Do the aliens look a little dopey in this movie? They do.
Part of the
but
charm.
Like,
Yeah.
But
Part of the charm.
like, I just think that like what we've been talking about in terms of the quest, the certainty that there's something more out there, and I need to pursue it no matter what, even if it means being a really bad dad. Listen, I don't think we get to space without a few bad dads. So
You know what?
yeah.
That family did not support his home redecorating
Wow.
pursuits. So it goes.
Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic pick.
Space Saviors. I'm picking Dune Part 1.
Mm.
Interesting.
I'm doing
Okay.
it. 2021, Dune Part 1. Paul Atreides being a chosen one if you prefer to believe the hype.
Yeah. Goes fine. goes fine.
Yeah.
Does he believe his own hype?
If you're susceptible to messaging,
No, he doesn't believe his own hype, and that's what makes him worth the hype.
Yeah, the Lisan Al Gaib himself. Listen, is this Timmy's like best season right now, or is the world high on Timmy? No, but are we high on Paul Atreides? Yes.
Yeah.
And
Well, how do you feel about ballet and opera, though?
Yeah,
Joe?
it's a good moment to ask people to vote for Timmy on the internet.
People, like, have we ever talked
already
more
on the
about
board.
ballet and opera?
Oh, I think
true.
the whole thing
It's
is
true.
bullshit.
Yeah, me
I think
too.
the whole thing is bad faith 2019 clip mongering. Here we are.
Here's my take, which is this. My sister who works in San Francisco Opera is like, this is hilarious. And also he's right. But also, I just think he was a little snide about the way he said it. Was he
Yes.
wrong? No, he was not wrong.
So it's the sauce he put on it.
It was the tone was a little like whatever.
I
but it
support
doesn't
the
mean that
opera and the ballet.
but it doesn't mean that he should be persona non grata anywhere. It was just like a dumb thing for him to
I
say.
support him talking his shit.
Yeah.
Well, he's been doing
Well,
nothing but.
that's-
And,
Yeah.
and that whole thing that he did with Mahoney, who I guess it was like a town hall. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
For the governor
He's
of
doing
Texas
these
race.
like rewatches
It's
of his
far
filmography.
funnier about how incredulous he is that McConaughey has like only seen Interstellar
Yeah.
once. He's like, "What do you mean? What do you mean you've only seen it
Again,
once?" He's
movie
like,
of a
"Yeah,
generation.
He was like, it's my most watched movie
He's like,
of all
"You're
movies
in it,
ever.
bro." Yeah.
I'm taking Dune. This is an incredible space movie. Denis Villeneuve taking a iconic sci-fi book that he loved that had been adapted interestingly by David Lynch in a way that like we support but we have questions about.
Show some respect.
And then
I dig it.
made something absolutely jaw-dropping. I lean part one over part two, even though I really love part two as well. Just because of how captivatingly exciting it was to see someone get Dune so right. Part two is fantastic, but part one, you were just sort of like, you had no idea that it would like, and I remember when the poster came out, when the trailers came out, a lot of people who weren't into Dune or whatever were like, this is going to be boring. This is going to be dumb. I don't really care about this. And then it was just like a zeitgeist, moment for big time cinema is how I feel about it. And that was during COVID. And I went to like masked up, but like several sold out IMAX screenings during like high COVID to see this movie and have the sound overwhelm me. And so that's where I am.
No questions about whether Dune is a space set in space.
I really like Joe, so I'm not going to get into it.
Notable, interesting.
I think that there's someone out there who's going to be like, is Dune more of a desert movie than a space movie?
And that someone is you.
But
You're
there
just trying to mix up
is
the vibes,
space
pick to pick.
in Dune. They come from outer space. The
They
worms are
start
out
on
there,
they
right?
start on a
No.
water planet.
What's the ones who can jump through time? What are those guys called?
The ones who can jump through time.
Yeah, like the ones who were like, I got the big brain and I look like a worm, but
Well,
I
Mentat,
can.
you're really
Mentat.
you're in your Lynch.
But aren't those guys in
yes.
Dune too?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Or
Well, yeah.
they're in
No,
Dune.
you're talking about the Spacing Guild.
The guild.
The Mentats, right? Oh, no, the space.
Okay. He's talking about the creatures.
Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
They're space people.
No
but
question.
Yeah.
No question.
But why? I didn't pick it. So if
Yeah.
you want to challenge
It's
Joe,
a
go ahead.
political space story
Can I
across
ask you a
planets.
categorical concern? So
Oh.
you prefer Dune over part two. But I would say part two is the more saviors-y
Sure.
of the two movies.
Sure.
Because
It also be where
When you
where
say
everything goes
Empire
wrong.
Strikes
Welcome to
Back,
pick
and
it.
when you say other Star Wars movies are the more visually splendory,
I don't know
than
that
the
I
first
would.
one.
I don't know that I
Love when
would.
they go at it.
That's why I picked it. I'm just
Thrilling.
wondering.
They've been stuck in the ER for too long.
Well, you could pick Dune Part 2 as
I
your
s-
space
I
savior
certainly
movie
could, and maybe I
because
will.
You have not selected a space savior yet,
You're right.
So there you go.
Thank you, Joe.
Chris,
Yeah?
you're up. You could go in a number of different ways here. You have Interstellar and Apollo 13. What are you taking? I'm scared. I'm a little bit scared about what you might do and how it might
Let's go
impact
space
me.
horror. Let's go Event Horizon.
Love it. Sam Neill, baby.
Yeah, because it's kind of there are more sustained examples of space horror, but there's nothing more horrifying than the Hieronymus Bosch sequence of Event Horizon, which I still can't believe was released into movie theaters and that I saw at the age that I saw it.
Yeah,
Whatever.
how old were you?
Well, what year did it come out?
No idea.
97?
97.
I was in college, so it was okay. But it's still, me and whoever I saw it with, I can't
Horrifying.
remember, were just like, what the fuck happened? How did they let that into the final release of this movie, which is essentially like self-cannibalism, interesting sex stuff going on,
Mhm.
eyes being gouged out, you know,
whole face
just
is being
faces,
raked off.
skin.
Yeah.
It's just honestly, have you seen Event Horizon?
It's too scary.
It's too scary. You've never even turned it on.
Too scary.
If you had asked me, I would have bet so much money that you had not seen
Too
Event
scary.
Horizon.
Adam
Yeah.
this weekend tried to like, should we boot up Event Horizon me? And I was like, I don't think so. I was sleeping pretty poorly as it is.
That was top of my space horror list.
Okay.
Like that's the most horrifying.
There are a
yeah.
couple of there. Maybe we'll find them again in Wildcard. But
yeah,
but
I
there
thought
are-
I knew what you were going to pick in space horror. Surprised. Interesting. This is,
Okay.
you're full of surprises today, but I love it.
Okay.
I love it. I've not seen this movie, so I can't comment, but you sold me with interesting sex stuff. Maybe
Also,
I will check it out after
For
all.
ball knowers,
hmm
Event Horizon is a ball knower movie.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I think it's like it's about as like they push the limits on like what you can do out there in terms of like how scary could it be up here for
Okay.
real.
And the
And
answer
you've
is very,
got-
very
Aside
scary.
from even the Hieronymus Bosch stuff, there's imploding inside of your spacesuit.
Oh, no, thank you.
There's visions of your dead wife. All sorts of stuff is
That might
happening.
come up again today. We'll find out. I'm taking ET.
I knew
Come on.
I knew you were.
I'm actually
In First Contact?
In First Contact, I'm
Yeah.
taking ET. I want to thank you because I also would have been delighted to take Close Encounters. I don't know how I would have made the decision.
Mhm.
I think I would have just probably gotten up and left because I wouldn't have been able to decide if they had both been here at First Contact. Two of my favorite movies ever. But E.T. is a genuinely like seminal text in my life. So I'm very excited to be able to get it here in First Contact in the third round. I'm thrilled. Doing the rewatchables. That was like one of our first time back in person. Yumi, Fenrock, and Bill. And
That's
we
right.
like had been home in COVID for a long time. And we just like gathered around a table, and I was like, Reese's Pieces suck, actually. But
They
this
do
movie is
suck,
this movie is
actually.
great.
What? Okay.
Thank you.
This is our most unified candy. Usually we're
They're
divided
just
on
not
this,
good.
but
They're just not good. It's the wrong balance of
chocolate to peanut butter.
Peanut butter
Yeah, and the
M&Ms
candy
are
coated
a
is way too
superior
sweet.
What's the
candy.
right
better.
balance?
Yeah, it's superior candy.
As Chris just pointed out, a peanut butter M&M.
It's just
it gets it.
it's like
gets it
Oh.
more
better.
of a like powerful peanut butter hit.
And I will say, I will one up that and say a peanut M&M because it
Oh, I
has the
love a
added
peanut
like
M&M.
crunch.
Yeah.
You ever had a pretzel M&M or a caramel
I have.
M&M?
There's a gas station on the
Those are great.
5 that has like that is like a weird sort of test market for weird candies that aren't nationally available.
Why aren't you bringing me candy?
Yeah.
All these trips you're making up and
I
down
drive
the
up and down the
coast.
5 all the time. And there's this one gas station where I was like, this isn't out. They're just like floating this in
Yeah,
this random
we're just
gas
trying this
station.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
It's
we're
just like a demographically perfect test market
what,
for
does-
some
what
reason.
does Lodi think of it?
I watched this movie like 1,000 times when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Said E.T. phone home more than I said any other thing in the world. Would just walk around pointing like this. I just fucking love this movie.
I think it's a
beautiful.
good pick. It's kind of like saying Born in the USA is your favorite Springsteen song.
Mm.
I don't have a comment on Springsteen's discography, but it does remind me that you've yet to follow through with your now many times promised
Yeah.
custom Springsteen lyrics for Night of the
97
Seven
Oh, that's
Kingdoms.
right.
Wow.
So you're kind of dunking on yourself there
True.
a little bit.
True.
Rob,
Yes.
we're back to you on the turn. So
Mhm.
far, you have Star Wars: A New Hope, and you have Aliens.
Yeah. I will be picking an Earthbound spacey movie in space horror.
American
parentheses,
Beauty.
Earthbound horror, not American Beauty. I'm going to take The Thing as a space horror movie.
It is from space.
It's
It
from
is.
space.
This was one that I was like, will people push back on this?
No.
Is this?
I mean,
okay,
it's from
all right.
space.
It is from space.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know.
Distinctly from space. I think it's like the very best. If you want to talk about Earthbound space horror, you got the body snatching stuff,
Yes.
obviously. You have all-time great viscera in terms of the transformations. And it's like the fact that you're getting the aliens hiding in plain sight, but it's not just like we're doing that to save budget. We're doing it so that when they emerge as the grossest thing you've literally ever seen in your life, it's just going to hit you like a Mack truck.
Tough dog movie.
Very tough dog movie. So if you
Have
were
you seen The Thing?
if you were doing this
Kind
as
of.
First
Didn't you like
Contact,
watch?
I felt like
yeah.
when season 3 of Stranger Things, I think
Yeah.
when it was like, this is all inspired by, I was like, I better like give this
and
a
you
shot.
watched it like this. Yeah.
what a movie.
Great pick.
Love The Thing. Looking for the childs to my McCready out there. I don't know
That's
who it's
right.
gonna be.
Guys,
but
I got news for you. Everybody's lineups are fucking great. These movies rule.
just bomb across the board.
These movies rule. Okay. What are you selecting with your next pick, Rob? This will be your 4th of 6 picks.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep it relatively earthbound. And in First Contact, again, because it's literally allowed by the rules, I'm going to take Arrival as my First Contact movie.
That's what I thought you were going to do when you set it up the last time. Okay.
I mean, it's
Arrival.
beautiful.
Great film.
It's powerful. I think like the visual of the spaceship over the horizon is like such a daunting one in this movie in particular. And the fact that it's like that big and also as small as like, can this woman save her future maybe marriage and kid? It's just like a perfect balance of all those things for
The
me.
answer is no.
Yeah.
Well, but also kind of
But
yes.
she did it anyway.
worth it. Yeah.
She did it anyway.
Exactly.
It was worth it to bring us into a level of consciousness in which we are experiencing time at the same level as octopods.
Oh man, I mean,
Is that what's happening?
when she meets with the
Hectopods.
the
sorry.
Chinese general at the end, it's like,
Yeah.
it's as good as it gets.
I mean, like this is the thing of this genre during this era. Everyone has their library of the heart. You know, it's either a conversation with a Chinese general or it's trying to talk to your future kid through a bookcase. But we all have our
It's a lot of future
travails.
kid stuff.
Truly so.
Oh man.
But I love Arrival.
It's
To
a
me,
great
a modern
movie.
masterpiece. So I'm really happy to have it.
Thing.
What do you think? You want to push back?
On the Thing or on Arrival?
Either.
Either one.
Well, Arrival is literally about the first contact with aliens.
It's
Yeah.
true.
The Thing
On Earth,
On Earth.
which you
I
seem
think
to
if
object
First
to.
Contact is a category,
I
it's
agree.
I think
almost
First
overwhelmingly
Contact
gonna
is
be
the
on Earth.
No, I
most
agree.
like open to
Right.
Yeah.
they came to
Yes.
Earth.
Yes.
No question.
Aren't we the best at horror though? Like we produce regular horror on this planet at a unprecedented scale.
Living out with the
Thanks for that chill vibe.
I'm just saying, where would the horror be if not here?
Okay.
Oh man, a lot of good movies here, guys. Damn.
And you were so down on the third pick. Look at your slate.
I know. I'm thrilled. There are a bunch of things here I really like. Oh boy, so many movies that I really like here, but which will not make it back to me. I don't really care about that. I'm just going to follow my heart. None of you are going to take this movie.
Transformers.
How did you know?
Which one?
Can you imagine?
Bumblebee.
Wally.
Honestly, would think
It's
about
Wally.
it.
I
You're
knew
picking
it.
Wally?
Yeah.
E.T. and Wally. I knew it.
I love this movie. I'm
Now let
picking
your freak flag fly.
I
Come
knew
on.
it.
This is my freak flag. This is the greatest love story ever told.
It's beautiful.
Eva.
I just feel like I really know you, and it might be that we've
I
talked
feel so
together
seen
for 9
and
million
so
hours.
understood. I
over the
will
last 4
say there
years.
are other ball knower picks that I definitely could have made here that I probably will be sad aren't there for me when it gets back to me because I don't think any of you were going to take Wally.
I was
not.
considering
Were
it.
you might have picked Wally.
If I needed space connections later, I think I would have.
Yeah, I just
talked
love this
myself into
movie. It's
it.
my favorite Pixar movie by a mile. It's one of my favorite animated films of all time. And I genuinely think it is a beautiful story about rediscovering humanity. Whether or not you are the human race, the relics of the human race, hovering around in your little fast food bonnet, bib bag.
I mean,
pods.
I am perpetually.
Or you have discovered the spark between two robots. Like, who would you follow into space? You know, this movie gives
I've
me
only
the
seen this
answer.
movie once. Yeah.
I'm frankly surprised you saw it at all,
Yeah.
given your completely warped and fucked up view on animation. It's just a beautiful mode of creation and expression. This was, I just swear to God, this was my number one in Space Connections. Ranked on my
It's
my
amazing.
personal
Like,
list. I
they're-
love this movie.
Their relation. I mean, look, he's a simple man living a simple life. A little
yeah.
rough around the edges, but a heart of gold. She's like a driven career woman.
Exactly
hyper
right.
ambitious.
I respond to
Like,
it.
it's a tale as old as any rom-com,
Yeah.
frankly.
He's just like crushing tape at home. You know, he's watching movies,
Yeah.
just waiting for someone.
Hello,
to
Dolly.
Watching Hello Dolly, waiting to reach out and hold the hand.
This is the robot.
Yes.
Okay.
The,
the one
robot?
But what's the one?
get out.
Is
dare
Wally
you?
the one where they're all drinking Mountain Dew?
Eventually, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And why are they doing that?
Because
Just
they're
'cause-
humans in the
'cause
future.
Humans have just gotten real lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that
No,
being the case.
couldn't do
There's also the great, like the Hal homage in this movie, Otto. That's great. This is actually, there's a lot of space cinema nods and winks in this film. It's beautiful.
I
love
like
it.
half of Wally.
The first
Do
half
you know?
or
Yeah.
the second? Yeah.
First half.
And the
Oh my
second
God.
half is
I love it.
cute.
The space dance. I'm
Space
not sure
dance is
anything
beautiful.
has ever moved me more
I-
than the space dance. So
No.
how could I not pick it on the space draft?
I'm 100% with you on
Thank
this. I
you.
think this is an amazing pick.
We're very in sync with our selections
It's
today.
true.
I think, except for the thing, which is too scary for me. Obviously, I love Arrival.
Someday.
Okay, Chris, we are back to you.
Okay. I'm going to go with something that I could have taken in space horror. I could have taken it in visual splendor, and I could have taken it in Saviors, but
This
I'm
is what I
taking
thought you
in
were gonna
Connections, and it's Sunshine.
This is what I thought you were going to take when you picked Event Horizon.
What's the connection? A man and the sun.
Mm.
You know, and it's also between
Many-
a man and his
many men in the
therapist.
sun.
Yeah,
Yes.
and a woman in plants.
Yes.
And
Oxygen Garden, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
also
Oh, yeah.
our connection to the earth, which we need to save by nuking the sun.
And a woman in her dreams.
That's right.
Yeah.
So this is Danny Boyle's 2015?
Earlier.
Right?
Earlier
Earlier
than
than that.
2007.
Yeah.
2007.
For some reason, the Obama administration,
Yeah.
like all movies just came out, but I don't know. I can never remember whether it's late
This is
Obama.
Bush.
Yeah, this is pre.
This is Bush. era.
07?
Yeah.
Well,
This
yeah.
is not Obama
That's
level.
Obama
hope.
Eve.
Yeah.
It's Obama
It's
Eve.
true.
We were all in Wicker Park.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm still there.
We never left, brother. This has the probably greatest single sci-fi space movie scene of the 21st century to me, which is Kaneda's death. Spoiler if you haven't seen
God,
Sunshine.
That's amazing.
It is a movie that asks more questions than it has the bullets to answer, I would
Yeah.
say.
Mhm.
And may have been recut and is basically 2/3 of one of the great sci-fi
Yes.
movies ever made, and then 1/3 of like, it's a guy and he's chasing you.
It would have been our 2001. The first 2/3, if they had landed
sure.
I
For
think it
sure.
would have been.
Cillian Murphy is incredible in
Mark
this.
Strong innocent.
What an amazing!
It's not his fault.
An
The
amazing
shaky cam
cast.
is so great
Oh.
with
It's
in that
a-
stretch.
So it's like you called this a yearbook movie, right? when we
Yeah,
talked
yeah,
about
yeah.
Dunkirk. This is a
Yes.
real yearbook movie, except also Troy Garrity is here. But every single other actor, you're like, damn, Michelle
Troy
Yeoh's
Garrity,
here.
avid House of Art follower, knife to the heart.
Haruki
Um,
Sanada's here.
Yeah.
Benedict
Yeah.
Wong, big space
Oh.
movie guy, by the
Mhm.
way,
True.
crops up across the board.
If we had a best score category,
Mhm.
I would say this is a dark horse. Obviously, some of the
Like
most
that.
iconic film scores of all time come from space movies.
yeah, fuck you, John Williams.
This is
Yeah. Just saying.
quite a take.
Hans Zimmer,
Yeah.
take a bath.
I prefer
Eat
John Dubs,
Mhm.
Jaws, or Raiders.
Jurassic Park for me.
I mean, no one at the
This
table
is
is
a-
going to argue
this is a
against
no
the
wrong
score
answers,
of Raiders.
yeah.
Come on.
Or Empire of the Sun.
Okay.
I will argue
Joe
with
loves
that
that.
one.
Yeah. Joe loves that. Here's my favorite thing about Sunshine.
You
Every
were
now
able
and
to
then,
watch this.
yes,
Okay.
I've watched this movie. Every now and then, I'm like, can anybody possibly be as sunburned as I am?
Yes.
And then I watch them just peeling the chunks of their face
Yeah.
off.
Yes.
It's great.
It's kind of satisfying in a Dr. Pimple Popper sort of way.
No,
you know?
no question. Yeah.
Would you?
Are you real?
Would you do
Dr.
it?
Pimple
No,
Popper guy?
but, you know,
Would
I'm
you do
pro
it?
like the algorithm serving me like people cleaning a grave site or something, a power washing a rug. You know,
Yeah.
I
love
like
those.
those.
Yeah, the rug,
The
yeah.
rug ones I watched a lot.
That's a
of as
universal
well.
Scratching the
Those
same
are
itch.
really,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
really good.
I love watching people fix up like old Camrys.
Oh sure.
You know, or like I have
Fuck
like a
yeah.
Oh,
Mazda.
you know what I love? Baseball glove.
As long as the people fixing them
Restoration?
up are women from
Soothing.
the Idaho Correctional.
Just FYI, you had told us that
Off
mic.
mic. So now that just
you
sounds.
put it on mic.
It's all right.
Now that just sounds really special.
Yeah.
Would you guys dive into the? Would you do what Mace does? Would you go into the cooling tanks, or no? That's scarier to me than the sun.
It's not the cooling tanks; it's the getting your leg caught that is a
Yeah.
real.
all of it. The risk of the
This
pinning
is a
of
great.
the
This
leg,
is a great Chris
Let me
Evans
ask you
movie, by
this.
the way.
It is.
Quick poll.
especially after he gets rid of the wig by getting a
Death
haircut.
is, I would say death is 98% certain. You're fixing the shields out on
Yes.
the spaceship.
Yeah.
Death by sunshine is about it's almost certain.
Yeah,
Do you lean into it
Yeah.
and say, let me have an experience that no other man has ever had?
yeah. You get to know the face of God.
Or
No question.
do you like, I can make it? You just keep running.
No, you stay.
I'm burning up, brother.
No
Yeah.
question. It
Throw
is
me in
tough
there.
to lose one of those fantastic golden spacesuits, though. That's a
They're-
bummer.
Those are
Limited
some of the
supply.
best spacesuits
Fantastic
in across
design.
these movies.
Yeah. Really good. Okay, Joe, we are back to you. Your lineup here is just incredible.
Thank you so much. How darling of you. Listen, I'm
That's
going to
okay.
take.
I would have taken Doom Part 2, but it is
I'm
fantastic.
going to take back to back same actor
Oh,
in space horror. I'll be taking what I believe is a hipster pick, which is Moon, starring Sam Rockwell.
Hell yeah.
this
Because
is
what is more horrifying than confronting yourself in
spoiler.
space?
Spoiler.
Back to back same actor. K-Pax next then?
Yeah, you know I love K-Pax.
This is what I was alluding to with there's something because of who I'm drafting with, don't think will make it back to me that I
I think
Would like to
I
take.
think Sunshine and Moon. If you were like, what are the hipster picks in this
Yeah,
draft? I
yeah,
would say
Sunshine
Sunshine and
for
Moon.
I love Moon.
Moon is an incredible movie. This is the movie I pretend that Sam Rockwell won his Oscar for. And I think this is like a really fun creative space idea. Mickey 17 Wishes. And then I actually like that movie more.
Yeah,
than
why
a
are
lot
we
of
taking
people.
shots at Mickey
I don't know.
17?
It was
No,
fine.
it's like Moon walked so Mickey 17 could fall into a crevice.
Pratfall.
I liked Mickey 17 a
How
lot.
good would Mickey 17 be if he just didn't do the accent?
Like so much
I
better.
think it would help.
Quite a bit better.
Yeah.
I think
also
more
if
people
Ruffalo
would've-
didn't do the accent. There's a lot of accents that probably
Oh,
shouldn't
wow.
have happened.
Do you think Pattinson's like, if you guys send me to space one more time, I think I can get it right?
I hope so.
He's about to be in space. He's in Doom Part 3.
Oh,
Let's
that's
go.
right. If we call it space, yeah.
Hey,
Wasn't my pick. It's over there.
Just throwing it out there.
and also starring Sam Rockwell in Space Connections. I will be taking Galaxy Quest.
It's so good.
God
which
damn
is
it.
one of my favorite movies of all time.
Wow.
I've seen it
That's
so
great.
many times.
I have that movie on VHS.
Yeah.
Fucking love that movie.
I once my aunt and uncle are really hardcore Star Trek people, and my sister and I for like some Christmas or another bought them Galaxy Quest or showed it to them, and it is now their favorite movie. And they were like, it's like we gave them the Holy Grail. They were like, you have unlocked everything for us.
I can't
Galaxy
believe
Quest.
you picked this instead of an actual. You picked a Star Trek parody instead of an actual Star Trek.
It's better.
surprised.
It's a better Star Trek movie than any
But
Star
she
Trek
Joe
movie.
loves Star Trek.
I do love Star Trek.
Yeah.
If I hadn't gotten Close Encounters of the Third Kind, I would have picked Star Trek First Contact, which is my favorite Star Trek movie, and is
Well, you're
great
pro
first con-
Borg, as we know.
I love the Borg. The Borg Queen in that movie, Alex Creek. She's so good. Anyway,
Did Borg have royalty?
yeah, she's the Borg Queen.
Oh, I thought they were all equal.
That's what they want you to think.
Hive mind. They're all one.
They're all one.
Yes.
But then there's
hierarchy.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
Some are more one than others.
Okay.
Um,
Kind of like the Thunder.
Yeah.
Tim Allen in a great. He doesn't know he's kind of parodying himself,
Mhm.
perhaps. Tim Allen role. Alan Rickman doing incredible
Just a
work.
remarkable Alan Rickman performance.
Sigourney Weaver, who played, if you've
Yeah.
never seen Galaxy Quest, it's about a cast of a Star Trek-esque show that get taken up to space because the aliens think they're, it's like very Three Amigos sort of thing, right? But in the TV show, she played like a bimbo. And so to see Sigourney Weaver do like blonde bimbo mode is fantastic stuff. And then make fun of how bimbo-y her character was. But Sam Rockwell, who plays Guy, is just like a real
very good.
standout in that.
See, I was waiting to hear
Movie.
the name Enrico Colantoni.
Oh, of course.
Who's just like
I mean, you and I are
on
huge
fucking fire.
Keith
in this
Mars
movie.
fans. This is great.
The line reads from an alien. Again, alien people trying to act human is like very fertile ground. See, like Men in Black and all these other things. But I feel like he
Missy
does
Pyle
it.
too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Great stuff. Tony Shalhoub.
Classic Shalhoub.
This is a fantastic movie, and I absolutely love it. And it's endlessly rewatchable for me.
These are just amazing picks.
By
No
Grab
notes.
Thor's Hammer, you will be avenged.
Your lineup's incredible.
Thank you.
It's great.
You've never been so nice to me. in a
I
draft.
just think I really like space movies.
As
I
someone,
love all these movies.
It's hard to have bad ones. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I think
not-
everybody's lineup's
I'm not
really
going
good.
into the Comic-Con halls in the way that some of the people at this
You're
table
missing out,
are.
man. Let me tell you.
Are there still like those line moments of like say the thing on the stage and the way that like Ryan Reynolds had to go up that one time and say the Green
Oh, yeah.
Lantern
Oh.
oath or whatever? Do people still do this?
Big time.
But like, what is the thing? What is the thing that people have to say now?
I mean, here's an example. It's perhaps an odd one, but we went to Comic-Con. It was my first San Diego Comic-Con. I was sick for 2.5 weeks after we got back.
Well,
I
you
got
did
to
interact
share-
with other
got
humans,
to
so that's
share
what
this
happens.
Experience. It was wonderful. And at the Peacemaker panel, John Cena just came out dressed as Peacemaker.
Sure.
Yeah.
And was just in character the whole time. And people were losing their minds.
Everyone's chasing that Hiddleston high.
They are.
I mean, truly.
Yeah.
Who among us? Chris, we're back to you.
I have one for First Contact. And I
Some questions about it.
wonder if there will be some. My First Contact one is Annihilation.
I like it.
So okay.
There's a lot of like
I
ambiguity
had a
as we get
conversation
towards
about this in my home.
the back half of that movie,
Mm-hmm.
and what
What we are encountering.
we are encountering as a
Yes.
reader of the
think we should
Annihilation
allow it. Yeah.
books. Like
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I have a slightly better handle on it than just the movie. And obviously, it's something extraterrestrial is going on. The reason why I'm a little bit nervous about saying First Contact is because it's such a specific and unique world that you're not clear on whether or not it is
Yeah.
in fact the first contact.
Mm.
But in
Mhm.
terms of like the, what would it actually be like to come into contact with something like that? It's just so mind breaking that it gets like kind of close to 2001 in terms of like holy shit.
Yeah.
And Garland is for better or for worse just my guy. So
this is for better.
Yeah.
I want to be very clear
2
about
Garlands on your list.
I know.
I quite like this movie.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like, and I
Very
think
underrated.
just the idea that like the alien thing is not a green guy or some humanoid. It's just like a presence, right?
Can you make the sound? Can anyone make the sound?
Can any human make the sound?
I guess not.
That sounds just like Yoda.
Yeah. Throw like a little metallic reverb on that. I think
This
you're
is a
basically
really good
there.
Jennifer Jason Leigh role.
Yeah.
I think. Big fan.
Good Tessa Thompson.
Yeah. She was for like hybrid bear monsters in this movie.
Yes.
You know, there's a lot of stuff happening.
Beautiful.
So yeah, this is my first contact. If you'll allow it.
I will.
Yeah, why not?
For sure.
Sheesh, I'm torn once again. A lot of good movies. A lot of good space movies, guys. Does that come
What
up today?
categories do you have to fill?
I still have Visual Splendor and Wild Card. I'm torn between 2 things in Visual Splendor, both of which I would really like to have. I gotta be honest, it didn't occur to me that Dune Part 2 would still be here. And it is.
Because you didn't
Because
think
I
it was
think
a
it's-
space movie, or you
No,
didn't?
I
Yeah.
thought it would be the one that was taken.
Okay.
So, I mean,
You don't have to do it.
riding the sandworm
I don't think
in
like,
that movie, the
for, like,
black and
visual-
white sequence on Getty Prime, like for visual splendor, Doom Part 2 feels like a pretty damn good
I
pick
got to
to
see
me.
that movie with both of you in 2 different
That's true.
places. Chris, we need to watch Dune Part 2 so I can get
Gotta
the full
complete the
set.
circle.
Yeah.
There
We
you
should
go.
all go to Dune 3
I mean,
Let's
that
do
sounds
it.
great. Pencil
It's
me
a
in.
date.
at an opera house somewhere.
This was, you know what? I'm going to do it. This was ranked really high on my list and it's still here. So I'm not going to overthink it. I'm taking Dune Part 2 in Visual Splendor, in this movie, very memorably. Lisa Nagayib is like, that's not hope.
Oh yeah.
This is a lesson here. Sometimes it is hope because I didn't think Dune Part 2 would be here and it is.
You left your heart open.
Something to think about.
It's just about
Little
it's about
water of
faith.
life.
That is a real thinker.
It's about faith. Yeah.
Yeah. A little water of life. What do you think?
Max Crosby needs some water of life.
I have Trey Hendrickson. I'm fine.
Okay. He's older.
Didn't have to trade away 2 first
And you know
round
what?
draft
Your
picks.
reputation as an NFL franchise is unscathed.
I did not say that. Nor will you hear me say that. Okay, Dune Part 2 and Visual Splendor. We are back to Rob on the turn. Rob,
Yeah.
you have Space Saviors and Wild Card left. Is that correct?
That is correct.
As it should be, we all left our wild card
Yeah.
for last. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Although, as we discussed previously, I think there's a lot of movies, like especially a lot of space comedies, that like I wouldn't even know where else to put. So I think there's some that even if you want it, like,
Who's sacking up and taking Armageddon as their wild card?
well, not I.
Who's going to do it?
I'm gonna start with Space Saviors, and I'm gonna take.
Armageddon was on my Space Saviors list. I will tell you that much right now.
I mean, you got.
Same. And Space Connections.
If you can't trust in the drillers, who can you really trust? In Space Saviors, I'm gonna take The Fifth Element.
Wow.
I love this movie.
Wow.
I fucking love The Fifth Element.
This is great.
If Splendor were broader,
I'm scrolling down, to 61 on
Okay.
my
I mean,
spreadsheet.
that's-
61.
that's your loss, not mine.
That's
And
a
you
lot of
support
movies.
Luc Besson in all of his life
I
choices,
did not
right?
say that. No,
Okay.
I'm separating art from artists,
Fun pick.
including the opera singer from being ripped apart by having stones hidden in her stomach. Like, not all decisions made were good. I'm not trying to say that there were. This is an amazing movie. I don't understand the sniveling. What is the argument against The Fifth Element?
Sniveling?
Yeah,
I don't think a single person here
no
sniveled.
snivelled, not a
No.
single snivel.
There were some jeers,
There were jeers for sure.
but not sniveling. I like Fifth Element.
Fun
Okay.
pick. Fun pick.
That's the most damning thing you've ever said.
Lilo Dallas
Fun pick.
multipass.
Yeah, cute story.
It's
Yeah.
a fun pick.
Yeah.
Chicken good.
See, Joe understands.
It's a fun pick.
Joe understands. In Wild Card, I will be taking The Martian.
God,
Just an easy crowd pleaser. Much in the, I mean,
I think
obviously,
that's going to do well in the polling.
well, one would hope. But like, to me, the clear spiritual successor to Apollo 13 in terms of like the space as problem solving mechanic. So much
boy.
lighter, so much pulpier, more like individual character driven.
Ooh, I
But
know what I'm going to do.
I think it captures a lot of that energy in a way that I'm excited about.
I like The Martian a lot, and we are going to do a Martian episode, and I don't want to spoil it, but like I liked it so much more the first time I saw it than I did in this most recent rewatch. And it perhaps is like because of Project Hail Mary, it's possible that like seeing
Oh.
Project Hail Mary, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
this
You
is
got
a
a hit
Martian
of the good
plus.
stuff.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
What's
but
the part of The Martian you don't like?
No, I do like it.
Oh, no. I
just-
mean, but is there a part of The Martian where you're like, on third watch, I can just hit skip 15 seconds maybe?
Well, Joanna's not you. She doesn't zip through the Hobbit stretches of the Lord of the Rings movies. She watches the movie in full.
I
You're
It's
skipping out
like,
of the
it's
Shire?
like, what
No.
if he doesn't watch the
I don't
Hobbit?
watch
Do you not know
Frodo.
this about him? Is
I
this
don't
like,
watch Frodo parts of the Hobbit
believe
movies.
this?
That's
So you're just like
it's not the
Legolas
Frodo,
cut
it's the
only?
Sam part. You skip
Yeah,
all
I
the Sam
skipped
stuff.
Sam and Gollum. Like I got
It's
it. Yeah.
Wow.
It's astonishing.
I don't
Frodo
even
I
watch
can
those
let you
guys
get away with,
snack
but
for
Sam?
15 hours. I'm trying to watch Aragorn.
But then
man.
what's at stake? You know?
Dare you?
An Aragorn cut would do numbers if I did it. If I made it,
I think the original
It's
one
called
already
The
did
Hunt for
numbers.
Gollum. It's coming
It's
out
coming
in
your way.
2028.
Some very exciting
Kate
casting
Winslet's in
rumors.
it.
Okay.
You just said you knew what you were going to do and you bounced. And now
Yeah, because I
you, like, literally
I
bounced
do
up and down
I do
your
know
seat.
what I do know what I'm going to take, but there are just so many good movies. Should we add a second wild card? We'll
If you'd
do some.
like.
We can't believe this
Some
didn't get
honorable
drafted
mentions,
at the
yeah.
end. Let's see. Let me make sure. Yes. I thought Chris was gonna take this movie.
oh my God, Mal.
What is
You're
happening?
like a human soundboard right now.
You're like full annihilation dancing with a metallic version of yourself as you make this pick.
Ooh.
Can the social clip be all of the noises Mallory made?
Yeah. If
And
ever
it'll be
we
like,
get out of
guess-
context House
Guess
of
what
R.
we
Yeah.
talked about on
Guess
this
which
podcast.
movie Mallory's talking about when she makes this
Here's
sound.
the thing, we still don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Train Dreams.
I love that movie.
I know.
Beautiful. Made me cry. I'm taking Gattaca.
'Kay.
As my wild
Is it
card.
a space movie?
Yes, because Vincent
go to
spends
space.
the entire.
Wow.
He literally goes to space at the end. More, which is more than happens in some of the other movies that have been taken today.
All right.
He's on a
have,
rocket coaster.
have I ever told
It
you
is-
my Gattaca connection? Sorry.
Please tell me.
Maybe I should let you talk about the movie you
no, I
picked.
want to know. Is it about Ethan Hawke? Do you know him? Chris does.
The Space Center is the Marin Civic Center, is our like civic center,
Okay.
which is like was designed by Frank Lloyd Wright. They just put like a sepia filter on it. But that's where I had a mock trial and jury duty
Oh,
and all
wow.
that sort of stuff like that
Love
is
knowing
from
this
the
about you.
Space Center in Gattaca.
Did you have to brush all the skin cells off you before you walked
Yeah,
in?
I do that every day. I love a dry brush.
Ethan Hawke, one of our greats,
Truly.
one of our shared faves. Uma Thurman, just same thing.
Rude Jude.
Jude
Also
Law,
in this.
same thing.
Yeah.
Jerome, not enough characters named Jerome or Vincent. Frankly, in movies,
I think
you
there are a
like
lot of
water.
Vincents.
There's the sea in this. You know the swimming.
How much space is in it?
The entire movie is about the desperate animating dream
Yeah.
to go to space.
Okay.
Vincent feels that he does not belong. He is on a cruel earth where everybody is genetically modified to excel, and the idea of predestination and can you forge your own path? We even have your opportunities. You're not even going to get the chance, right? And Vincent is like, maybe I'll be more at home up there. How could you say it's not a space movie?
I have an adjacent question.
tell
Is
me.
October Sky a space movie?
Why don't you find out? Why don't you try to pick
Oh,
it?
I'm out of picks.
See
I
how
got
it goes.
nothing left.
See how it goes.
Here's how many movies in the 90s was Jude Law cast in where they're like, we need a perfect specimen? I was always
Yeah.
really mad that they never did a Dorian Gray with Jude Law.
Oh,
like
man.
Jude Law in his prime, Dorian Gray.
Sick.
That'd been perfect. But like your Dickie Greenleafs, your like
Not too late. He
Gattacas,
still
you're
looks
just sort of
great.
like, I'm a genetically
Yeah.
engineered perfect person.
He's still doing it.
Your
Exactly.
AIs,
That's
Yeah.
his life.
Gigolo Joe, so good.
Will anyone take Armageddon with the final couple picks?
No.
I
Keep
don't think
asking
it's
that
gonna happen.
question.
You could
You're
have
not
done
gonna
it.
pick Armageddon. Sad.
Well, I only have a wild card left, and I
You
want to
love
throw some. Is it
Animal
my turn?
crackers. It
It
is.
is your turn.
You're up.
I just want to throw light on a lesser known movie, which is Outland, a 1981 movie.
Adam likes them.
Peter Hyams directed, starring Sean Connery. You guys seen this one? Sean Connery plays a space sheriff working on a remote mining colony, and there is a drug that is driving miners crazy.
Let's go.
And so he has to bring this drug ring down, and then basically the drug dealers are coming to kill him. And he's like, I'm going to stand up for this mining colony. But there's lots of like, it is ridiculous how good this movie looks. And there's a 4K of it that is mind blowing.
Physical media boy.
I mean, I'm going to literally buy it during the course of this podcast. That's an incredible
And it's
pitch.
a really, really awesome, like non-Bond, non-Hammy Connery performance.
Yeah.
Peter Boyle's really awesome in this. And it's just sick.
Love it.
It's just guys being dudes.
I am.
Dude's
out-
being bros.
I mean, it's an important subgenre in space. I'm shocked you didn't take Prometheus at any point in this draft.
So
Prometheus is on my list.
maybe I can just speak
I really like that
to
movie.
space horror if I was doing a specific thing and if you don't mind me
No,
taking
please.
a movie that we, now, a specific thing that I would be horrified at
Mm-hmm.
is the moment in Covenant
Oh yeah.
when the xenomorph bursts out of one woman's back.
Yep.
But then the other woman has to see it happen and then blows up. So that's like her
Yeah.
last experience of humanity is running for her life after watching someone's spine explode. And then she just gets. Have you seen Covenant?
Oh yeah.
The fact that it took us that long to get to what if the chest burster came
Fassbender
out
movie.
the other way was like an
I know.
embarrassment, but it's
I
so
know.
good and so
Actually, I guess the
terrifying.
chest burster came out of a guy's back.
Yes.
Yes.
Then cut her up, and then the
The
spaceship
explosion.
blows up.
Yeah. Tough.
Not what
It's
you
just
want.
Some loved ones lost.
Yeah,
But double Fassbender.
yeah,
I
double
mean,
Fassbender,
fantastic.
Catherine Waterston,
A lot of flutes.
a lot of McBride
lot of
just kind of calling his own
erotic flute
number.
action.
I mean, aren't they all?
Yeah.
I thought you might take Predator at some point today.
I was thinking about it.
Yeah. You
Like,
What if
Again-
I was about to take Predator?
You still can because
I'm
no
not.
n-
Don't
now
worry.
anything can be said freely
If
because
it bleeds, Joe
Yeah.
can pick it.
Mm.
You know.
It's
one
true.
last pick, and it could be Armageddon.
From 1997, it's Contact, which I genuinely am a little surprised
I'm
it's still
shocked
there.
this is still
Yeah.
there. I guess. Go ahead. I don't want to start talking before you.
I
talk
think
about
this
it.
has also been kind of a generational thing. Like, I think people who are a bit younger than us love Contact. And Jodie Foster, McConaughey and his other space movie.
Great hair in this movie.
Really good McConaughey role. They should have sent a poet.
Or a podcaster.
And instead they sent Jodie Foster. And it's great.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, please.
If you got to the far reaches of space and it was just your dad, would you be disappointed?
I mean, no, I love my dad, so I'd be like,
Too
this is
personal.
Bear, what's
I'll
up?
be
It's great.
honest. I would be. I would be like, let's think bigger.
The thing
But
is,
it's like a space being wearing
Sure,
the face
but
of your
like,
dad.
even
It's
like-
a space being wearing the face of the person that you like cared about the most that you lost.
That
I'll
would
tell
be
you what I
Michael
would be
Jordan.
disappointed.
Yeah, Michael Jordan. There
I
you
would be
go.
disappointed not to see my dad's face because my dad is awesome. I would be disappointed that when I got back and I was begging everyone to believe me, I didn't think to say, but check to see if there's 18 hours of static.
right.
We have to hear about that later.
What
I,
if-
I don't like this movie very much.
Okay.
Mm.
What if it was just David Morse waiting for
Perfect
you?
draft until the end.
I would be
I
like,
know.
what have you been up to
Was
recently?
it?
Because I thought you were like,
Dune Part
You're
Two.
really the guy for a
Didn't
minute.
you have a CBS
You're
show
really
for
the
a while?
guy for
Yeah.
a minute. We read this book, the Carl Sagan novel, in my physics class in high school, and it was
Mm.
like one of the coolest things we ever did. And then the
Damn, that sounds fun.
yeah, and then the movie. I really like this movie a lot.
Very cool movie.
It's okay.
I'm a little mystified as you were explaining, Chris, how disappointed you might be to see your dad at the edge of space. That exact plot is like 6 different movies.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
Yeah.
how many times have we done get to the edge of space and
Ad
it's like
Astra.
it's supposed to be
Yeah.
your dad there,
Ad
or it's
Astra
not
is the
supposed to be
movie
your
that I,
dad?
out of self care, bailed out of early.
Oh.
I had never seen it, but
Joe,
did you ever?
you missed out.
I did not. I saw the Rage Monkeys and I was kind of done. But did you ever read the Karen Hahn storyline that she wrote for Polygon, which was Brad Astra, sad Astra about his dad Astra? That's just like
That is
what I
art.
think of every single time I think about Ad Astra.
You know
That
what
movie
else is art?
sucks.
What?
Yeah.
You just don't want to be sad enough with your dad enough. That's what it's all about.
I mean, to be fair, I did not get to Tommy Lee Jones beyond like
A silent moon rover, or is it Mars rover
That part
chase?
is amazing.
Come on.
that chase.
Either of you could have
no.
selected this film and you didn't.
That
Oh,
movie-
you
I,
didn't.
I wanted
I'm
to.
here to honorably mention many films.
Okay, so nobody took the right stuff. Are we surprised? I'm surprised a little bit.
I think that is really
Space Race.
it's space race.
3 hours and 13 minutes of Space Race.
And it's about
too long.
getting a stick of gum.
It would be
right at the right
and,
time.
I mean, it's obviously subsequently has been a television show, but this is why 8-episode prestige TV.
Do you think Sam
seasons
Shepard is hot in
exist.
that movie?
Sam Shepard is always hot.
Not actually. I'm so glad you
Trick
said this because I
question.
almost texted you this the other night when I was revisiting this film. Not only does he look great, am I crazy that you're not able to participate in this because you're not watching Survivor? Does he not look exactly like Coach in that movie? Exactly
I
like
think
Coach.
it's the reverse. but
Coach
yes.
wishes.
True.
Coach wishes he
It
looked like
was-
any era Sam
All I
Shepard.
can think about.
Oh my God, Sam Shepard is very important.
The
to me.
Ed Harris orbits
Sam
when he's
Shepard
like the
and Pelican Brief.
fireflies,
Yeah.
the fireflies.
Yes,
Oh my God, the fireflies. That's a great.
Yeah.
That's great. That part of the movie.
Right Stuff's great.
Nobody
A
picked
lot of
Armageddon.
Ed Harris, big space movie guy.
Sure.
Huge
Sure.
space movie guy.
Yeah.
No one picked Gravity. Not
Ed
shocked.
Harris
I-
in
yeah,
that
exactly.
movie.
I've never rewatched Gravity.
Same.
I
Me
rewatched
neither.
it for this.
How did it hold
How
up?
did it hold up? I saw it in the theaters when it came out. I haven't revisited
I
it.
loved it in theaters, and it was interesting. Like thinking about both The Martian and Gravity. Like those are movies. Here's the thing about space movies, guys. I'm here to say at the end of the draft.
Yeah.
I think it really helps to see it in the theater. with like a group of people and be sort of enveloped by the visual splendor or the wonder or the fear of space. Like Gravity, I remember being this like incredibly electrifying experience.
Yeah.
And even though I have like a big screen to watch it on at home, it just like wasn't the same to watch it. Also, I sent you guys this video of an astronaut for Vanity Fair, like critiqued space movies. He ripped Gravity apart. He was like, that movie sucks.
And that's what governed your picks today. You're like, the astronaut guy on YouTube said the Star Child is real. Therefore, 2001 first.
He does love 2001 A Space Odyssey.
There you go.
He loves the sequence in 2001 where they walk around with Velcro on the soles of their feet.
Okay,
He's
fair
like,
enough.
that's really fun.
There are a few other movies that we should all throw out, but I do think we have to acknowledge the elephant in the spaceship. People are going to be mad that nobody picked a Star Trek movie. Nobody picked a Star Trek movie.
I'm not a huge Star
You
Trek
would have
fan.
left it
not
up to
gonna
me
be the one to pick.
entirely.
I thought you were going to pick. I was kind of
Here's
counting
what's
on
true.
you to pick a Star
Here's
Trek
what's
movie.
true. I'm not, I mean, Wrath of Khan is obviously,
Sure.
whatever. But I'm not pitching to get like the popular vote here necessarily. That being said,
It doesn't-
Star Trek tanks on every poll I've ever put it on. Any voting
Really?
thing I've ever put Star Trek on, they're just simply not enough Trekkies who are listening to TheRinger.com.
I think also because
Damn.
like they've been kind of like moved to Paramount Plus. You know what I mean? Like they're kind of like that's where a lot of that stuff happened. It's been a while since there's been a movie. I don't know if those. I wouldn't say that. I was just going to say I don't know if those movies have aged great, but I haven't watched them in a while. I was just never much of a Trek guy.
Drag him, Trekkies. Drag him.
Please don't. You know, but,
Nobody
yeah.
picked either Solaris. I thought for
So
sure.
I watched Solaris for the first time this weekend, and I like genuinely kind of loved it.
72
Stevie
or
Soderbergh,
02?
72
The Soderbergh,
one.
the
Yeah.
Soderbergh
Yeah.
one.
I thought for sure.
I
someone would
almost
pick
picked
that.
it. I had heard such bad things about it. Like I remember when it came out, either because people loved the original Russian version or whatever. It had a really bad rap, or I actually think it was like tremendously mismarketed. But Space Mad Jeremy Davies, like in terms of like
Awesome.
who plays Space
So
Mad the
good.
best, Jeremy Davies does.
No surprise.
I love
honestly.
him so much, and I was like so. And then Viola Davis is great in that movie.
So
You know.
if you had taken Solaris, would you have picked the original or the Soderbergh remake?
I would probably have picked the original,
I
but
think
not.
I would have picked the original.
But I was one of those people who was like, "This is not what I was
Yeah.
told I was going to
Yeah,
get
yeah,
when
interesting.
Solaris came out."
Interesting.
I have a couple honorable
Throw 'em out.
mentions from my childhood.
Let's hear 'em.
Flight of the Navigator.
Well, Last Starfighter,
Yeah.
Last
Mhm.
Starfighter.
Dark Star, John
Mhm.
Carpenter's first movie, The Black Hole,
Yes.
the Disney movie, and Silent
Absolutely.
Running.
Mhm.
And then just as far as space horror goes, I had Ghost of Mars, another
never seen
Carpenter
that.
movie with Ice Cube and Natasha Henstridge.
No species on the
And
list.
a more recent one, Pandorum, with Ben Foster and Dennis Quaid, where they wake up from hypersleep and have amnesia, but they're also being attacked by something.
See, that sounds great.
That does sound good.
Yeah.
I love a wake up from hypersleep. I feel like the movie Passengers could have been very good.
Yeah.
But they're afraid to
But
let Chris
instead, it
Pratt
was
be an asshole.
incredibly bad.
That's the thing. Like they just cop out on everything that could have been good. But I do think there's a lot of earthbound space horror that we did not get to. Like Nope, Under the Skin, Signs, War of the Worlds. Like those are bangers as far
Yeah.
as I'm concerned.
I love
District
Signs.
9,
I love Under the Skin.
Independence Day?
Nobody did Guardians of the Galaxy on a House of R draft.
I'm not shocked.
Nor Thor Ragnarok.
Stargate.
Mm-hmm.
I love Stargate. And Starman.
Yeah, those are good ones.
Can we say the name Serenity also?
Absolutely. It was on my list.
I saw it before I saw Firefly, and I was like, I want more of that. Like, give me.
I think it's better than
completely involved.
Firefly.
I think it's a phenomenal
Yeah.
like distillation of what makes Firefly so good.
You guys ever see Pitch Black?
Love Pitch
I love
Black.
Pitch Black.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I saw that freshman year of college. It like blew my mind. Plus, that was like, well, no, but Vin Diesel
Doesn't
really
he do that to
arrived.
his own eyes? Like, doesn't he make himself blind, or did he get blinded because he's like a prisoner on the planet? Why is he able to see?
Riddick?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
It's a
remember.
great question.
Maybe we should watch the Chronicles of Riddick to remind ourselves what happened to him.
Adam would be thrilled if I came on and said we need to watch the Chronicles of Riddick. Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers.
Nobody picked
Spacebugs.
Starship. Yes, Spaceballs.
I just couldn't really.
Yeah.
I couldn't really decide where I wanted to put Starship Troopers.
Is that a First Contact movie?
If I had not picked
Yeah.
Galaxy Quest, I would have had Spaceballs on my list. But I just wanted to do
Spaceballs.
like one space comedy.
Is it?
Spaceballs.
Is Starship Troopers First Contact?
I don't know. It
No,
starts
they've been
a
like
war.
waging a war
Yeah.
with the
That's
bugs.
right.
But you could have done Space Connections or Savior because it's a mission.
Yeah, it's a mission or
Or
wild card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Flash
regardless.
Gordon, Forbidden Planet.
Yep.
I had two
Avatar?
other First Contact ones. Attack the Block.
Yes, I love Attack the Block.
And,
Amazing.
The Vast of Night, which is
Yes.
an indie from like 2019. It's really good.
I think Attack the Block, as far as like creature design again,
Oh my
like
God,
the
the glowing
neon
teeth.
glowing
Yeah.
teeth is just so great. What else do we miss?
Mm.
Total Recall.
Mm-hmm.
Rogue One for visual splendor.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Mission to
Also,
Mars.
Last Jedi
Last
for visual
Jedi.
Last
splendor
Jedi,
for
no
sure.
question.
I think it's fine that 2 Star Wars were played. Obviously, you guys did a great job. I was
Oh,
just,
thank you, Joe.
you're welcome. I probably would have picked Last Jedi for visual splendor.
Also, Space Connections.
There is a binary sunset in that one as well.
Well, but it's a
Hard to not
it's a
pick.
remix
It's
binary
the last
sunset.
binary
The Space
sunset.
Movies draft.
Crate? Come on.
Love Crate.
Is there?
Space Jam.
This is just us
Space
talking.
Jam.
Just us gals talking.
yeah.
How high up would you put Battlestar Galactica, the TV show, in this?
I would
Quite
have
high.
considered taking it in the first
These
round.
two are huge Galactica
Yeah.
heads.
It would not
I'm-
have gotten past the
No,
past
no,
us
no,
in
no.
the
It
second
would
round.
have
I
been there.
assure you, if TV shows have been
Probably the
eligible.
best aerial combat in space.
So
I mean, no
good.
question.
the dogfights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember the Adama maneuver?
Yeah.
Went down to New Caprica. Fucking unbelievable.
We did it. Did we do
Incredible
it?
Stuff. I think so.
Mission to Mars?
That's a lot.
We talked about some of the movies we're surprised didn't get picked, some honorable mentions. Here are our respective squads. Does everyone want to run through their picks very quickly as we remind people to vote? Vote for your favorite space draft, but you know what? We all won because we got to watch all these movies. and
I
they're
can't
great.
see mine, so you may have to read mine. I mean,
Okay.
I kind of know what I have, but
Joe, why don't you take us through because you had the first pick first and then I'll
Yeah, I
read
could-
Chris's.
I could definitely read mine as well. It's definitely 2001: A Space Odyssey in visual splendor.
Yes.
It's definitely Close Encounters of the Third Kind in First Contact. It's definitely Doom Part 1 in Space Saviors. It's definitely Moon in Space Horror. And then it's Galaxy Quest in probably Space Connections,
Yep.
we might guess, and then Contact and Wildcard.
that's
Okay.
right. I had Interstellar in visual splendor,
Mm-hmm.
Apollo 13 in Space Saviors, Event Horizon in Space Horror,
Sunshine.
Sunshine Space Connections, Annihilation in First Contact, and Wildcard. I took Outland.
I took Alien in Space Horror, Empire Strikes Back in Space Saviors, E.T. in First Contact, Wall-E in Space Connections, Dune Part 2 in Visual Splendor, and Gattaca in Wildcard.
And you like vanilla ice cream, and your favorite color's blue.
My favorite color's green.
You
I
just
do
keep
like
saying,
vanilla ice
like,
cream,
why don't you
though.
say you basic?
Nothing wrong with that. Those are great movies. All of them. I feel great.
I took A New Hope in Visual Splendor, Aliens in Space Connections, The Thing in Space Horror, Arrival in First Contact, The Fifth Element, I Will Defend Its Honor in Space Savior, and The Martian in Wildcard.
Great stuff. This was fun. Chris, Rob, thank you for joining us for the Space
I got
Movies
20 minutes
draft.
to spare. You got anything else on your
Yeah, well,
mind?
yeah. What do you
What
want
will
to
you
get
tell
to?
us? You're watching the World Baseball Classic?
I'm
What do you
not.
know? Yeah. Gunnar Henderson had a homer today.
Survivor chat?
Yeah. I mean, it'll be outdated as soon as it goes up because there's a new episode tonight.
The
It's a
gameplay
nice
is
little time
lit.
capsule.
It's too much. It's too much with Top Chef being back at this level that Top Chef is back at, and Survivor being this good. It's just
Survivor's the thing I care the most about every week. I'm already panicked that I'm not going to get to it tonight because of Martian prep for tomorrow, and then I'll be spoiled and I'll be despondent. I don't want to be spoiled a single week.
What
this
if we just
season.
watch it tonight? And just you've already watched The Martian
Fine,
like
so
five,
have you
five.
seen The Martian enough?
Yeah,
You just
including
rewatched it.
Rewatching it mere days ago.
So
in
you watch
4K.
Survivor.
You've seen
Yeah,
our
my brain
outline
feel
for The
weird.
Martian. It's a very
Sure.
weird one. So I feel like we can
Maybe I
just.
will make time
Should I
for
just
Survivor.
like come over and
And
watch
isn't-
Survivor at your
One
house?
episode.
Amanda's doing the pod with you, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
I don't think Amanda's
Dumb
going to
up.
be like, actually, Mallory, that's not how you get opiates into potatoes. You know, like
Just grind it.
Just grind the Vicodin and you go like this and then you take a giant bite. Seemed delicious. This was wonderful.
I don't agree. I believe Vicodin's
Probably
quite
tastes
bitter.
pretty bitter.
Well, that's what the
Way
ketchup
better.
is for, though.
No, he's out
He's
of
out of it
ketchup
at that
by the
point.
It's
time
the
he's
seasoning,
he's
but
doing the Vicodin.
I think it'd still come out okay.
I'm so angry at how quickly he goes to that ketchup. We'll talk about it.
Would you grow potatoes in your own poop?
I mean, I don't think I'd have much of a choice,
Yeah.
right?
I mean,
could
and your-
welcome the
your fellow
abyss.
crew
The
members
question
too.
is, would I be able to like just be able to follow instructions to do so? No, I would not.
Well, he's a botanist, so he's able to come
He's
up
an
with
innovator.
all on his
Sure.
own. You'd be fucked. Tough. We'll miss you.
What a way to end this podcast.
At least we have
Wait,
memories of the
Sierra,
content that you made.
Who's going to win Survivor 50?
I think it's too early to say. I want to see. Here's what I'm looking for.
Please.
Will this be an outlier season where physical, like,
Mhm.
like a physical player might rise? Have these guys who have
A
done
challenge
like a
beast.
challenge beasts?
Interesting.
Are they like, okay, I got the message. I was bad at the social game. Let me come up
Are you
with
talking
two-
about how Jonathan was training with Boston Rob?
Yeah,
to try to beef up his
I thought
social
that was
game.
interesting. And I just think that those guys, every time I see them, I'm like, you guys are going to be great for 6 weeks and then you're going to get smoked.
Yeah.
They're going to use you to get campfire stuff and then they're going to take you out.
Yeah,
the first
provide for us
Yeah.
and then get out of here. Protect us from elimination, then get out of here.
win tarps and you're
Yeah.
out.
Mallory,
Ozzy being like, I know, I'm really like thinking about strategy now is
You don't think so?
well, Ozzy's
I'm not
not
buying it.
not doing a great job. Sierra, follow up. How much have you been feeling your own mortality every time Ozzy's like, ow, my back, or Coach gets like stranded in the ocean,
the ocean like
or
cramps for Coach
Colby's
was
like, I
so
can't
funny.
hear out of this year.
It's tough. I feel like I probably take better care of myself on the whole because I don't put myself through Survivor.
Yeah, fair.
Gym class
Um,
at 5.
What's that?
Gym class at 5.
Yeah. Gym class.
I don't know.
It's
I
not
don't,
like
I
I'm
don't
playing,
go to
like,
I don't go to the gym.
Dodgeball. 5
Dodgeball
o'clock.
with a bunch of other guys.
Honestly, sounds sick.
But it's tough. It's tough. I think it comes for all of us. you
I
know?
love it. This is like one of my favorite parts of the season so far. My actual favorite part is watching Christian because he's just
Christian.
riveting TV and
Is
has
the-
always
is
been my
America's sweetheart.
favorite player didn't win. But
I was talking to Becca in HR the other day, and we just talked about how great Christian is
Christian's
for the
just
entire meeting.
mesmerizing to watch. Colby being like, here's the thing you need to know if we're going to be in an alliance. I can't hear. And then later, like being like, I can't see. And then later being like, I don't have the mental acuity to figure this out. I just think he was the poster boy for like Captain America. I just think it's great. It's a great way to feel how long Survivor has been in our lives and what it means
Everyone's
for time
just
to pass for the
washed.
same people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it. No, he carried that snake, man. He carried that snake.
But
He
so
sh-
did Savannah. It didn't help her.
He sure did carry that
Wow.
snake.
You're missing out.
This is like when people talk about sports around me.
It really
You're missing
feels
out.
like it. It really feels like it.
Survivor is sports.
Is it?
Sure. Yeah, in a way, in a fashion. I mean, they
Okay.
have the challenges, but it's also the sport of seeking to destroy your fellow man.
The
Mallory,
social
do you want to
game.
say on camera who we've chosen as our number one pick in our pool, or should we keep it a secret?
What do you think?
Do you want to not be
Well, because
embarrassed?
there's like
if we're way off?
no, I don't know. I don't care about. But there's like a mid-season reset possibility.
Oh, that's
right?
true.
Maybe at that point we do
Okay.
it. If we
Are you
stand our
current on the
ground.
pit?
I haven't seen whatever goes up
Tonight.
or
Tomorrow
tomorrow.
night.
Yeah.
But I'm current through last week.
How are you feeling about Sean Hattasey in general?
Great, wonderful.
I don't like Sean Hattasey on a minutes limit.
Mm.
I want
Yeah,
him
I thought he was.
Let him go.
I
Let
had
him
been
ride.
led to believe he would be
more prevalent.
more present this season than he had certainly was for the first
Yeah.
few episodes, but obviously the last couple more prominent.
There's only room for one big doc, you know? They can't have
Well, this is a question. This is a thought experiment Rob and I were having when we were talking about the pit, which is like, what if Robbie isn't the head doctor next season and Noah Wiley gets to take a nap? You know what I mean? Is the pit still the pit?
So that's brewing, right? That's out there.
Right.
That is
Oh,
which
no.
direction this is going. But I'm like, Noah Wiley spent like 25 years in the desert.
He did.
Like,
Is
are
he
you
ready
really
for-
like?
I feel
I'm
like he's
giving up?
not. I don't think he's gonna leave. I feel like
He
he's
takes
like
a season off.
Yeah.
just a season off, or
Yeah.
like shows up right at the end or something like that.
He's not going to make the Librarians 4.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
And he's more present behind the scenes.
perhaps.
And he
Hmm.
gets to like take some
Sustainability.
naps.
But
Yeah.
who will
naps.
use all of the hand sanitizer?
Everyone
Everyone's
else.
supposed to be.
Nobody does it as
Everyone-
much as him. I'm
Oh.
like, I feel so seen. There's only one person alive who uses more Purell than me, and it's Dr.
He puts a
Robbie.
lot of relish on it, though. I feel
Yeah.
like you could judge up your sanitation game, get on Robbie's level.
Give me time.
I have some gloves if you need to borrow them.
I know you guys do. Okay.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Christopher, Robert. It's been a pleasure. Just a joy and a thrill. Look forward to being invited on your podcast at
Anytime.
some point. You know,
You've
now that we're all
you
here
were
together.
just on the watch,
Yeah,
like
I was just
literally
on the
days
watch.
ago.
Time of
week
my
ago.
life. We drinking beers? We drinking beers? Watch Shoresy if you haven't. Watch all of these wonderful space movies if you haven't. And vote on the Ringerverse Instagram, the Ringerverse Twitter, the Ringerverse YouTube, and the Spotify episode page for this very podcast. We will see you Tuesday of next week for The Martian Revisited with Amanda Dobbins. We will see you before that for the Versies.
Yeah.
And then we'll see you for Project Hail Mary. Goodbye.
Bye.